sub box. They're moving Canterbury around well. Ooh. And again, it's the handling that's going on here.
Yeah, there's a few handling errors in this game so far. Oh, and again.
It's that moment. It's got to that tipping point now of first team to just sort it out. It's going to get very tense here.
And we're 3 minutes in. There's only 7 minutes left. So, such a cage game is a chance. Custard. Touch claimed.
I'm not sure. Let's have a look. Yeah, touch is called.
Yep.
Custard very well played there. They initially set up the short, but noticed the covering defenders were covering the short, so they went long and the space was out wide as they go again on the sweep. Touch again.
Yeah. It's Custard just suddenly asking the question. Here's a quick look at the replay. Quick hands. Yes, there was the touch as Jamie Ironside dived over. This is going to be given the consultation between the officials.
6 touches.
Yeah.
And Canterbury will be very happy with that they've seen that one out.
Here's another quick look at the second chance as well. Yeah, I think ball was behind him. He had to drag it back in front of him. To the Ironside. And that just made the touch that bit easier for Canterbury. Custard possession once again, though.
Yeah, unfortunately, sub-box move hasn't gone quite well for them. Going to see now, they're going to have to work hard here. This is not the ideal position for them. They've done it once, though. They'll want to do it a second time.
Such a cagey battle. Oh, the space opens up. Is Ironside over?
Not quite. Touch is called by the referee. Vaughan Meredith was there. Just about.
Hot Custard, 3 times they got the ball down, touches every time, but the way that this is going, you have to feel that one will have to go for them soon. It comes out to the right, and there is the touchdown.
Brilliant play from Custard. Canterbury in the defence there did everything right. If we watch this replay, you'll see pick up here, and Kate Allen, the Canterbury defender, initially making the touch, but then having to work wide to cover the wing. And Hot Custard noticed that, so quickly wanted the ball after that first touch.
Leah Cuthbertson finding a lot of space on that right wing though, and just had the time to gather the ball and put it down. So advantage to Hot Custard. They're 2-1 ahead. Can Canterbury answer back? It's been a low scoring game, but they're at the 7 metre line now.
Gonna want to do something here. Michael Roberts on the ball, looking short initially played, but they're going wide to the wide side. Oh, is the pass gone? I think the pass has gone. Canterbury are back in it.
What a great try. Danny Gregory again finding space. Watch this again.
So what we've got here is a bit of confusion between Canterbury, and I think Hot Custard stayed off knowing that they had it all covered, not expecting that wide ball to go, but then that's what happens.
Danny Gregory with the pass. Morgan Rolfe with the put down. So 2-2. He's like answered straight back.
This is what's so good about touch, though. It's not over until it's over.
And after those first 2 scores, which again were very close together in the first half, it's been incredibly cagey since, and then 2 more scores straight away, and is that a third?
And it's going to be the third for Hot Custard. They wanted that. They knew they needed to strike back quickly there.
Or is it? Yes, it is. It's going to the centre. So 3-2. Hot Custard lead. It's back and forth as we get into the twilight of this game. Less than 3 minutes left. 3-2, Hot Custard lead. Can
Brilliant
Canterbury answer back once again?
Canterbury, they've made yards there for that second touch.
And goes into the 7 metre. He's the half, he needs to find. Oh, has he got it? See what the officials say.
Caught, but touch was made. How did he get that ball away? Very, very impressive from the number 37 from Canterbury, Elliot 9.
Oh, it's still there. It's right on the...
Oh, no, she didn't get control. That's such a shame. The ball was perfect.
And, yeah, let's look at that one again. You see it come over. Yeah, she just doesn't gather it cleanly.
Yeah.
That was their opportunity.
And what we've seen off the camera is Hot Custard, in an attempt to get on with things, have gone off the mark and given away the penalty. So Canterbury will bring on some fresh legs. They've got 6 to use here. Vaughan Meredith might go on his own.
Yes.
He has.
Yes, he's going Vaughan Meredith sprinting through. It's 3-3. What a game.
He didn't need the support. Watch
Look
this.
There's two in front of him. Mail just not quite getting the touch. Oh.
3-3, and we've got how long left? Just over a minute.
Just over a minute.
Blink your neck.
Are we going to extra time in this first game?
Canterbury are going to want to work hard here now. Yeah. No mistakes. They know the clock is almost there. Hitting the line. Sweeper coming from Hot Custard. Touch is made. Well covered there by number 53 from Cougars. Danny Gregory was there.
So, back on the 7 metre. You have to feel if Custard get it over here, that will probably be enough. Have they got it over, or was there a touch?
No touch was made. Hot Custard have got the score.
It's 4-3, and what a time to score as the clock ticks down. That is probably going to be it. Let's watch this again.
Michael Roberts, Charlie Meredith are going to be upset with that. You don't let someone score in between the two middles.
Yeah, Angus Goff just finding the space, and there goes. And there's a touch, and it's a victory for Hot Custard by 4 tries to 3. And after such a cagey start, it all came to life in the last 5 minutes.
What an ending to a brilliant game. And that's what happens.
Yeah, incredible stuff. So, Hot Custard will advance to the plate semi-final. Canterbury will be into the playoffs for places. But what a great game. What a great start to the afternoon.
This is just the start, as we say. The 6 games you've got coming, folks, are going to be something.
So here are the tries once again, and it was Canterbury who scored the first.
Toby Lister, yes. Brilliant steps there.
Hot Custard coming straight back. That was Daniel Mayo getting over, and that was it until really the last 5 minutes, where it seemed to tic-tac-toe in scoring. Leah Cuthbertson making it 2-1. Canterbury straight back up. And it was this fabulous long pass.
And that's what you get as you go towards the end of the game. You're beginning to get tired. Defence begin to make mistakes. And unfortunately for Canterbury, they'd held in for so long.
Angus Goff going through the middle to make it 3-2, but Canterbury came back again.
That was my favourite one. Vaughan Meredith, expecting support, didn't need it.
Straight through, and then right at the death. Just coming through the middle, and Hot Custard taking the victory. Well, coming up next, we have the Cup quarter-final, London Scorpions against Cambridge Hornets. Do stay with us for that. Jack, will we hear from you later?
Yeah, hopefully I'll be back as we get to the right pinnacle as this afternoon. But thank you once again for having me.
A pleasure to have you, and a pleasure to have your company. Do stay with us. London Scorpions against Cambridge Hornets is next.
Thames Valley Vikings are great. I mean, I recently joined this year, having come from university, and everyone's been really opening, really friendly. It's allowed me a fantastic opportunity to kind of improve on the skills that I picked up previously, learn some new things, but in a really sociable environment. Everyone's made me feel really welcome, and obviously it's a lovely group of people, have a good laugh, and it's some good high quality touch as well. And I think that's the most important thing, that you're learning from sort of some of the best people in the country. That gives you a chance to sort of develop your skills and get to reach that next level.
When you're a club that can actually say we've got beginners all the way through to internationals who've got 50 plus, 75 plus caps for England, it's great because it just appeals to everyone that you're trying to get to, really. And likewise, you then get that experience, helps to then you can pass on just little coaching points towards those that are new, just trying to make them feel welcome, and just guide them through their own sort of development and learning phases.
Having lots of different experience and lots of different people that are willing to help out is awesome, because especially in terms of developing newer players, having one person telling you this is how it's done can be great, but not everybody picks it up the same way. So having 3 or 4 different voices saying the same thing but in different ways, picking up on different cues of what different people need to learn or develop is really useful.
They're a really social club, lots of fun to play with. I've been playing for about 10 years with them and come back to it on and off, and they're always friendly and welcoming when I come back.
We've got, say, like 14 to 15 people here in the elite side, which is great, but in terms of being like a big club and keeping everyone interested in being able to use facilities like this, we wouldn't be able to afford it without a big club membership.
It's so inclusive. You've got England players playing with people. It's their first session here tonight. Everyone's getting involved. Everyone helps out. There's a variety of different coaches, so people take it in turns to learn from each other. And most of all, it's really fun.
Not everybody wants to be playing elite touch level, giving up their weekends. Like some of us, I love it. But there's some people that just want to hang out and do some sports for 2 or 3 hours on a weekday evening, and that's enough for them, and that's great as well. As the sports it's grown massively over 10-15 years in this country, and the level has increased because of that.
For me, the best bits are obviously playing touch. You've then also got the social aspect of this club, the friendly banter, fun. Then you also get such a mix of abilities within the club, but everyone just getting involved, having a great time, playing with each other. Yeah, it's great.
We've got a great female side, so we've got lots of really good female players. You can definitely tell the girls bond really well together. Like there's a lot of banter going on.
We try really hard to try and win, of course, but it's also have fun. It's a very strong community, but I think the main message is to enjoy yourself.
This is Thames Valley Vikings.
Welcome back to Banbury. I've done it again. Banbury. I keep doing that. Game 2 of the afternoon. It's the Cup quarter-final between the London Scorpions and the Cambridge Hornets. And I'm delighted to welcome from Hot Custard, Hania Ryman-Shepherd. Hania, that was a tough match that you've just been in.
Yeah, a little short on numbers, but Custard loves that, so it's kind of our style.
Yeah, 9 players, so we noticed that when changes were made, there was a few bent over and getting as much air into the lungs as possible.
Yeah.
But great game management in the end and just taking it at the death.
Yeah, lucky to come out with that one in the end. Definitely very grateful to not be playing a drop-off. I don't think you want to do extra minutes in a day where you've got 6 games, but a bit of game management, playing 4 girls on the pitch at sometimes, which you also love to see. So.
Yeah. And finally coming away with the victory, but a very, very close game.
Yeah, they gave us a good run for our money. We knew that they would, so we just told ourselves to go hard, That's it, really.
Let's look at this one then. London Scorpions against the Cambridge Hornets. The first Cup quarter-final. Scorpions with 3 wins from their games this morning. 4-3 over Oxford, 5-1 over the London Eagles third string, and 7-3 against Canterbury. Cambridge Hornets, they won all their 3 as well. 5-1 against Chester Cheetahs, 6-2 against London Eagles 2, and 5-1 against the Raptors. So how do you see this one going?
Oh, this is going to be a real good game, I reckon. I think Scorps are possibly the favourite to win, but, Cambridge is going to give them absolutely a great game. Got some really strong players. I think the Misson brothers are there in the middle of field, side by side, so absolutely expect a good game here.
Okay, so it's Cambridge in the white and light blue strip who are kicking off, playing from left to right. Scorpions in the green and silver. They're playing from right to left, and we are underway in the Cup quarter-final. So here...
See what tap-off move they've got going. Oh. They've gotten away with that one.
And to our left, we have a lot of the Raptors team in the stand.
Nice long ball.
Nice long
Great
ball.
take.
And that is going to be the first try. Cambridge with the great start. And we will see the replay in a second. So let's watch this again. As it comes in the middle and a great long pass.
Yeah, so you can just see the Scorps players just standing on the line there. Possibly needed to just come up off the line. Just gave Sam, I believe, just a few seconds too many to chuck that long ball, so he had a lot of time for that.
Thea Dawson putting it down, so 1-0 Cambridge lead, but Scorpions coming straight back. Now, was there a touch before that was put down?
That's a signature Dom dive, but I think it was just a bit too high then.
Yes, I think it was a touch. Let's have a look. So there is the pass.
That ball's just gone to ground there.
So Cambridge back in possession.
Cambridge have got a fair few in the box, so it'd be interesting if they're going to double set or if they're going to sub off. So they're coming off the pitch now.
Yeah, there's good smooth change as well. Fresh legs on for the Hornets.
2 brothers there together.
So they coming towards the 7-metre line.
Oh,
the Jets go on. Unlucky.
Yeah, so in the mixed game, you want to look for the mismatch. So Sam just took on M. Oliver there from Scorpions. Boy versus girl, it's a hard competition.
I think he was running out of room, Sam Misson. He just had to make the pass before he stepped out of bounds.
Oh, that's off the mark, I think.
Cambridge with a new set of six to work on, and they're in the London half.
So we'll see what they'll bring out the bag. Again, the 2 brothers setting up for one another, I believe. Good to see the girl in the middle there, setting that platform.
So they start in the middle.
Got an ML, passive, great hole.
Oh, and that's perfect play.
Well worked.
Thea Dawson with her second try of the game.
Yeah, so that Boylink just hung back there in the passive line, you can see. It's a good pass, and then just unselfishly just passes that ball out to the wing, which is the right option, so well worked.
Oliver Maynard making the pass, but Thea Dawson twice now finding herself in great position on the right wing. And Cambridge with the early advantage in this one, 2-0.
Let's see what Scorps have got here.
Almost carbon copy tries as well. However, Scorpions are just outside the 7-metre line. What can they do with it? Pass back into the middle. Oh, that's a loose pass now. I think there was a touch otherwise.
Unlucky, I wanted to see a full pitch. Oh no. Contest, ref has ruled against London Scorps there. So just said he came in a bit too hard on the touch.
Let's have a look at this one.
Yeah,
he was a bit. That was more rugby than touch rugby, I think, and that gives Cambridge the chance to get further down the field, which they've taken just outside the 7-metre now. And again, it's coming to this right-hand side. There is a
great touch from Em Irons there. Again, seeing that mismatch, trying to get on the outside of the girl, but she's absolutely up for it. That's a long distance for that pass to get to.
Yeah, that was a long way.
He's done pretty well, to be fair. I reckon that was, what, 30 metres?
Yeah, easily. However, it seems that Cambridge have retained possession.
Cambridge has definitely had a lot of possession in this game already.
Yeah. Just over 7 metres out.
See if they can convert it.
Just been held up. Good defence so far by the Scorpions. Now quick hands.
Oh no! What's happened there?
I think there was a touch beforehand. Let's have a look. Dives. Yeah, I think there's just a touch on the ankle there.
Going again, and that'll be in.
Oh, yes, 3-0, and Cambridge taking control of this game. Harry Misson this time, I think it was. Sorry, not Harry Misson.
I think it's to his brother Sam. So
yeah, Sam Misson.
I think Harry, the one before, he just went for a quickie and he went himself, got touched, and then you can just see the next one. They used the conditioning and just fed that pass, and Sam went down. So that's well worked.
So 3-0, the Cambridge Hornets lead.
Oh, thought that was a foot in the ruck, but Dom will exploit that anyway.
So Scorpions on the board. Watch this one again. Quick hands and the shimmy.
I think
finding the space in the middle.
Yeah, I think that Cambridge middle just got caught in that touch a little bit. It was hard to get back, and then Dom's too good, really.
Scorpions needed that.
Yeah. Only 10-minute halves. You've got to move quick.
Cambridge coming through again. That there is a touch.
Misson brothers again on the pitch.
Yeah.
They just love to attack.
Yes, I think there was a touch there. Yeah.
Ooh,
that gets a little feisty. Referee says calm down.
You love to see it. A bit of it. Just a bit.
Wow. Shows the care. Shows the competitiveness.
Passion. We call it passion.
Yeah.
No, I think he said sorry. It was just a wee hug. So all good. Good drive from Scorps here.
Towards the halfway now.
See what they can turn this into. Oh, possibly a fly. No, we'll go for a scoop. Oh, unlucky, but I reckon if they keep doing that, they'll crack it.
It's like Cambridge having to start from deep within their own half once again. Still only just over 7 minutes of this first half. It's flown by.
It's a good grind. I think they're just grinding it out, feeling each other out, and seeing what pops up.
Scorpions will be wanting the next score, but I think it's Cambridge who are going to get it. Beautifully worked.
Scorps couple just maybe a bit of a miscomms. Will and M there. on the line. Maybe just didn't really realise how close it was.
Matthew Maynard just getting the ball down in time. So 4-1 Cambridge lead. Scorpions with work to do.
That's possibly not the right option there, but they've got a few touches, so let's see if Scorps can get another on the scoreboard. I think they've got... Oh, that's unlucky. That pass just went to ground. Unfortunately, I think that was possibly on there.
Yeah, there's...
Oh, big contest.
Yeah, that was a big collision in the middle. So Cambridge start again. Touch there, and they got quite good possession, quite deep into the Scorpions half, but running out of touches.
Good to see girls setting that platform, and I think it's a passive. Oh, he just got in the way, so those Scorps have clearly learned from the last one that went through, where Cambridge hit the passive, and that Scorps middle has just gotten in the way there. So that's really good reading and adapting. I've currently lost my co-commentator. He'll be right back.
Sorry about that. Notes went flying in the wind again. Had to chase them down the stand.
Oh, that's a great ball. And Thea just goes for 3.
Yeah, hat-trick for Thea Dawson. 4-1 Cambridge. And they're looking comfortable. Let's watch this one again.
Yeah, so...
Lovely long pass, and that's 3 times now. She's found herself wide open on the right wing. And what a time to score, just as the hooter goes. So half-time.
That'll be all she wrote.
Cambridge looking comfortable at 5-1. Well, I know you've got to shoot off because Hot Custard have their next game very, very shortly. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure to have your insight in this opening half, and good luck for the rest of the day.
Thank you. Yeah, hopefully we don't lose anyone else. Otherwise, I think we might just throw it in the bin and go watch the Euros final.
I think we'll all be doing that later.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Okay.
All right.
Good luck. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
So we await the second half as Anya goes off for Hot Custard, ready for their plate semi-final game, which is coming up. I'm not sure which field that is on. Coming up next, we will be having the London Eagles first string against the Thames Valley Vikings. And that will be the plate semi-final, so that's coming up next on field 1 on the stream. We've still got 10 minutes of this game left as well. But Cambridge Hornets comfortably in the lead at the moment, 5-1 at half-time. London Scorpions with a lot of work to do if they want to get through to the Cup semi-final. And Cambridge Hornets will probably be looking more at a game management perspective in this second half. 10 minutes they have, but with the potential of the Cup semi-final and the Cup final for them, should they hold on to this lead, they'll be wanting to reserve as much energy as they can. Scorpions, I think they need to score early in this second half if they are to get anything out of this game. As the wind picks up once again. I'm just getting various things to weigh down my notes here. As Cambridge are ready for this second half. Scorpions just coming Back to the centre now. So Scorpions will get us underway in the second half. Already making good ground. Up to the 7 metre. There's a big collision there. Start again from the 7 metre line. Just backpedaling a little. Need to find a bit of space. There's a scoop. Going long. Oh, nice pass. And down. And the Scorpions do make a great start to this second half. They've reduced the arrears to 3. Let's watch this again. There was the scoop and the pass came in. And it was the long pass. Down it went. Reese Lynch. So 5-2 the Hornets lead now. And that would exactly be the start that Scorpions would have wanted to this second half. However, Hornets gaining good ground on their first attack of this second period, but a good touch. They start again from the 7 metre line. However, possession returns to the Scorpions. Seen below me, subs getting ready in the box, so I expect it to come down this left hand side. Changes are made now. Oh, that was quite a heavy contact there. However, play continues and right through the middle of the scoop, going to 7 metres, and the long pass out to the right hand side didn't find its mark, so Cambridge will retake possession, but they are deep in their own half. Play over on the right hand side as Cambridge look to get fresh legs on, and do. Over halfway. Oh, that's a nice shimmy. He's the half, he has to get it back. Superb play by Sam Misson there. Let's watch this again. Misson making the fake, using the speed, goes through. Ben Powell gets the try, but that was all about the work from Sam Misson there. 6-2, Cambridge lead now. Scorpions 4 behind once again. Scorpions quite deep into the Hornets half. So we start again. Nice quick hands. Was there a touch? Yes, there was. Back to the 7 metre. Teddy Brooks thought he'd gone over, but touch was made. Now it goes along. I think that is going to be a try. It is. The arrears are reduced once more, and it's 6-3. See this again. So Hornets start off again. 6-3 to the good. Scorpions really proving the better side so far in this second half. Just a shame they were so far behind coming into it. They really have turned on the quality. However, still find themselves 3 points behind. Long pass by Misson. It just fails to find its mark. So Scorpions will start again from their own 7-metre line. Work it to the right hand side to get fresh legs on once again. Good change. What can they do? Nice speed shown. Just juggling with it, and however they retain possession. Worked over to the left hand side. Still on the 7-metre. Just seeing what their options are. Pop down now, coming through. Just falls short there. James Waldron just couldn't quite take the pass. That goes into touch, and possession will return to the Cambridge Hornets. We're into the final 4 minutes of this contest. 6-3 Cambridge lead. Scorpions with another set of 6 though. And they're just outside the 7-metre line. Feel they need to get this down, and they do. And the arrears are reduced once more, just 2 points in it. 3 minutes left, probably just enough time. Let's watch this again. Put back in, and Charlie Thompson goes over. So, Scorpions asking all the questions. 3 tries in this second half to Cambridge's 1. Cambridge were 5-1 ahead as we went into the interval though. Cambridge back on the 7-metre. Oliver Maynard. Long pass, almost intercepted now. Was that taken? It's no. Scorpions have possession. They have 2 minutes. Let's have a look at this one again. The long pass and the juggle, I think there probably was a touch there. Now Scorpions have to get down quickly. But if they do score now, that is going to make it a very interesting last few seconds. And they're at the 7 metres. Long pass out. Oh, it just falls in between 2. And Cambridge will be grateful to have the ball back in their possession again. Got around 90 seconds remaining. 6-4 Cambridge lead. They were very comfortable at half-time, not so comfortable now. However, the clock is the enemy of the London Scorpions at the moment. Come Cambridge though. Just want to hold on to the ball as much as possible. Long pass out. Touched away, but Cambridge will retain possession. 7 metres from the try line into the final minute. Cambridge just trying to manage the clock down. And still 7 metres out, 40 seconds remaining, so I think Cambridge are going to go through to the Cup semi-final. But great spirit shown by the London Scorpions in this second half. Are they down? No, there was a touch. 20 seconds remaining, but Cambridge still have the ball. Pass into the centre, touch avoided. Down at the 7 metre, there is the hooter. Just got to be touched now, and there it is. Well, it was a cagey victory in the end for the Cambridge Hornets. London Scorpions coming back into that one. Cambridge looking comfortable at half-time, 5-1 ahead. But it finished 6-4.
For a reminder, there was a 1 minute interval before the drop-off hooter. So, if you want to drop off, please continue.
So here are the tries from the game. Say Cambridge in the first half going 5-1 ahead. That was the first of their tries. Thea Dawson, the first of her hat-trick. And there was number 2, almost a carbon copy. And soon it was 3-0. Quick hands allowing Sam Misson to go over. Scorpions did get on the board. This one made it 3-1. But there was still time for Cambridge to score 2 more in the first half. Matthew Maynard going over there. And this was the 5th. Thea Dawson's hat-trick. It was a great start to the second half by the Scorpions. And that made it 5-2. However, Cambridge, thanks to Sam Misson and then Ben Powell, making it 6-2. Scorpions scored again though. Sarah Cole going over, and then really made it an interesting last couple of minutes as Charlie Thompson went over. However, in the end it was a 6-4 victory for the Cambridge Hornets. Stay with us. We've got the London Eagles, their first team, taking on the Thames Valley Vikings in the plate semi-final. That's coming up next on the stream in about 5 or so minutes time. But for now, from Banbury, it's goodbye.
It's Monday night, we're at Bournemouth Touch Centre. We have 2 sessions in play this evening. We've got our Children's ETA Touch Academy for 7 to 12-year-olds playing behind me. On my left we've got O2 Touch. We coach them sort of 7 key steps of learning how to play touch so that they can actually get playing by the end of the evening. Here at Bournemouth Touch Centre, we're at one of the busiest sports centres in the country, so there's lots and lots of kids clubs here, with hundreds of children playing football and other sports on a Saturday, and we're slowly seeing children come and try touch with us, which is fantastic. I think we've got 13 or 14 children here today.
Bournemouth Touch has been great fun, and people have been really helpful at just teaching you what to do. I was new to it just a couple of months ago, and yeah, people have really helped me to improve, so it's been great.
We've got about 400 what I call sort of friends of touch on Facebook, 100 active players that are perhaps locally based. We became one of the first 17 clubs in England to actually start promoting the O2 Touch offering.
It helped me recover from injury when I did it seriously back in May, and it's just helped me keep fit and helped me keep in touch with rugby, really.
A really fabulous, friendly place. There's always a huge amount of people who come down of all ages, and we have a fabulous evening whatever the weather.
There's obviously always going to be a competitive element to sport, and there's going to be people that want to develop not only their playing but their refereeing skills and coaching skills, and we laid that on for a good group of people. And there was a hardcore, maybe of about 15, 16 of us that did the coaching courses, the refereeing courses with the ETA and Benny Powell and various others. With that, all the time, we have been sort of feeding the bottom of the pyramid with social touch and being very, very active in the O2 setup. That really is a pathway, it's the feeder into sort of developing touch, and without that feeder you're not going to get the players coming through to play in in tournaments or leagues or going on to represent their regional teams.
Bournemouth Touch Centre is so great because the people who organise it, Alan Reid and Jason Cunningham, have been doing it for nigh on 15 years. So they know what they're doing, they put a lot of time and effort into promoting it. There's new players turning up every week, and of course that makes it more competitive and people enjoy it more because of the competitiveness.
Just the camaraderie. Like I said, I first moved here from Bath, and then I met Jace. It's been great with the community.
We are one of the most successful touch clubs down here on the South Coast. We would love to have you down here at our Bournemouth Touch session.
This is Bournemouth Touch Centre.
Welcome back to Banbury, and the next game here on Field 1 is the Plate semi-final. It's the London Eagles first team taking on the Thames Valley Vikings. I'm delighted to say joining me on co-commentary for this game is Ben Powell, the England Touch Performance Director, Cambridge Hornets coach and player, and also the Women's Open head coach. So plenty of titles there, so great to have you along on commentary with us. Your insight will be incredibly valuable for this, but quickly just talk about that game 6-4. You was looking very comfortable at half time, and then Scorpions came back into it in the second half.
Yeah, absolutely, Jono. Thanks for having me on, firstly. Really, I mean, it was always going to be a good game against Scorps. And we knew at 5-1, the comms were pretty clear. We just needed to repeat what we did in the first half, but it was 0-0 from there. So we expected Scorps to come back into the game. They're absolute class outfit, finalists at round one. So we knew, it was by no means over. It was about game management, which we did very effectively. Scorps will feel a little bit unlucky. They didn't really turn up in that first half, but importantly, we made sure we punished them and got those 5 tries on the board early on.
So you go into the semi-final now. I'm not quite sure who you'll be playing at this moment, but
no, it'll be Oxford or Wigan, and both have had a fantastic day. So we had a really tight quarter-final against Wigan in NTS round 1, where we went down by 1, and we played Oxford actually in our round games last time out, which was 5-1, but a really tough game that the scoreline probably didn't reflect. So whoever we're up against, it's going to be another tough gig.
Let's have a quick look ahead to this game now. So CSSC London Eagles, their first team out of the 3 they have in the Touch series against the Thames Valley Vikings. Thames Valley was on the stream this morning. Thames Valley beating the Surrey Bisons 3-2 in their quarter-final. London Eagles 1 beating London Eagles 2 6-4 in their quarter-final, which sees them here. What are you expecting from this game?
Yeah, look, both teams had a really good pool round and only lost 1 game in those, so they'll probably be feeling a little bit unlucky they didn't make it into that very competitive top 8. Both are looking really good. Eagles were semi-finalists in round 1, and Thames Valley actually topped their group in round 1 but didn't get through to the top 8. So it should be a really tight one. Cambridge have come up against Eagles 2 earlier, and they were excellent. So I'd be expecting the same from Eagles 1 here as well.
So we're just about 3 minutes away from the start here. Talk a little bit about your role within England Touch. So you are the performance director. What does that entail? Or is it a case of what doesn't it entail?
Everything from working with our England elite coaches to player selection, player pathways, regional selection, and then really gearing up for when we're competing internationally. So it's everything we kind of do abroad, if you like, as well. So it's from my perspective, it's the best voluntary role in the association. I'm really proud of not just the work the whole high performance team do, but the outstanding output we get from our 300 plus athletes we have involved in our elite program as well. So and then alongside that, I'm very fortunate to be an executive board director with England Touch. So We're going through a period at the moment where lots of wonderful things are happening and our growth is exponential. So yeah, it's fantastic.
How good is it to be back after such a long time off? Obviously, due to the COVID pandemic, it's not just exclusive to England Touch. I mean, a lot of sports have gone through the same fate. So how good is it to be back and in action and almost a feeling of normality around?
Look, it's fantastic, and I mean, I hate to use the word bubble because we hear it so much, but it does feel normal on a day like this in that we've got all of our protocols in place and the sanitisation happening at the correct times, and you know, when people are indoors they're wearing masks, but out here it just does feel like a normal touch tournament. But yeah, it's so important to be back, and I think you will have experienced today with this being your first weekend with us that it's such a social sport.
Yeah.
So as much as people were, you know, chomping at the bit to get back on the field, actually, you know, these are the people we socialise with. These are our friends. These are our extended family. So to be back in this environment is just so important. And then from a high performance perspective, we're 2 training camps in now, which is fantastic. And we maintained our high performance program virtually for a lot of the time, which is great. So it put us in a really good position, but there's only so much you can do virtually.
Yeah.
So, you know, that first weekend back in April, June, whenever it was just so important. Yeah, really exciting for us to be back on the field.
You say virtually there. I suppose a lot of emphasis on the individual there to actually complete the programs and complete the fitness schedules that they've been given.
Absolutely, and all credit goes to all the athletes out there that have actually come back, and for the standard to be as it is at the moment is just brilliant, because that tells us that, you know, people putting in the yards during that lockdown period, and all credit goes to our athletes out there.
So we are just about to start this one. Thames Valley in their light blue kit will be playing from left to right in this first half. The London Eagles in their green and white kit will be playing from right to left. So we're just awaiting the hooter to start us off. And we are away. So we'll see what sort of start we get as Eagles look to get towards the 7 metre line. They are on 7 metres now. Nice wide pass, and there's space out on the right hand side, and it is an early score. Oh, what a great start for the Eagles.
Really good start there. So you've got Megan Pemberton and Naomi Fernand out there at Lincoln Wing, and absolutely brilliant.
So you see the long pass there, and then again, just quick hands. Ball goes down.
No, excellent hands, and shout out to 2 of the open women's athletes there, in Megan Pemberton, Naomi Fernand, doing really well.
Yeah, so great teamwork there. And so Thames Valley with a chance to get their hands on the ball. What can they do with their opening drive?
It's nice and expansive to start with, which has got them up towards CSS City's line.
Official just not happy with something.
Bit of discussion. I think he's going to go back for a roll ball. So right call often when it's a bit unclear what's happened. A bit of a reset.
Yeah.
Take the roll ball and go from there.
So we're off again. Nice hand off. There was almost had an opportunity to put it down. He was expecting the touch to come in. I think he didn't. He was a bit in 2 minds what to do there.
Yeah, Eagles defended that really well. So you can see they're trying to keep their middles nice and tight at this point in the game, and force Thames Valley out wide, which they've just done.
Touch come in. Great honesty there. Josh Henderson pointing straight away to say that he'd been touched.
A really nice little flick there from Josh, trying to work up some magic on the last touch. But a good set by Thames Valley. They'll try and keep Eagles now down their end of the field, but Eagles already moving that ball nicely.
Yeah, some great speed shown by the Eagles. That's just unfortunate, I think.
So again, a bit of discussion here, what's going to happen. So actually there's some really good honesty there. Thames Valley have said they kicked that ball, so it's rather than a drop ball for Eagles. They've got that ball back with 6 again.
So Eagles into the Thames Valley half, just taking it patiently in the middle. Again, some quick passing from the Eagles there. there at the 7 metre.
Yeah, really good defence by Thames Valley. So what they're trying to do there is set up on a bit of a sweeper play. So as the ball goes down, they're trying to sweep around to create some space outside. But Thames Valley defended that really well.
And that gives possession back to the Vikings as they look to get onto level terms here. They've got a bit of work to do as they're still in their own half. Forward is the scream from the bench.
You can hear that forward call going, and whoever's screaming it is exactly right. They've lost their momentum, a little bit shaken maybe from the start of the game, because the intensity of the Eagles is quite good. I mean, they've done well to end up down at Eagles End, which is good. That's where you want to be. You know, if not a try, if not a repeat set, parking that ball down the other end is crucial.
It's one of the things that has been said a lot yesterday as well, is that if you can't get the scoring opportunity to get as deep as possible, to make it as difficult for your opponents with their set of 6.
Yep, spot on. Yards are key, because then they've got to go up the other end. They've got to run the 70 to get a score.
We're off again. Eagles with good drivers there at the 7 metre already. Nice interplay there. Is that down? Yes, I think it is.
Yeah,
there's a
touch
has been claimed. Discussion between the officials.
Yeah, they're going to say ball down first.
Yes, they are. So it's 2-0.
Yeah, really nice line. So what they've run here is a nice short line, and then they've gone short side rather than step back open side. But that space the link held there, that male link, Josh Bendel there at 125, it was really good, and the winger kept her space as well.
Yeah.
So just draw that defensive link in, and a really good finish. And the ref's spot on there. It's not always easy, but spot on with that ball down, definitely first.
Carrie's done getting the ball down for the 2-0 lead for CSSC Eagles. I think that's one of the features we have seen regarding the officials over the past couple of days, is how much discussion there is between the three of them to ensure that they do make the right decision.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, I'd be a massive hypocrite to stand here and say, you can't get frustrated at officials. There'll be plenty of people laughing at me if anyone's listening on the live stream who knows me. But it is a tough gig, and we've got. I mean, it's testament to how many referees we've got here this weekend, which is just outstanding. And just like players, they've got to develop. They've got to get better. So the discussion, if it's going to get the right outcome, actually, it's an effective use of their time.
Another try there for the London Eagles.
Yeah, Miles Partridge.
Speed shown on the right-hand side.
And Miles, absolute speed merchant, England men.
Welcome back to Banbury. Apologies for the lack of commentary there. Just a couple of technical gremlins that we managed to sort out, and we're back again. Delighted to say that Ben Powell is still with me, England Touch Performance Director. And Ben, 4-1 that the Eagles lead. It was a strong first half from them.
Yeah, it's tough to see how Vikings are going to get back into this one. I think end to end, they're absolutely holding their own, but it just seems like Vikings are a little bit more clinical. It's very cliche, but what's important here is that Vikings are the next to score, which will give them a bit of confidence going into the rest of the half. With it only being 10-minute halves, it's really hard to wrestle back momentum.
I think you saw on the stream there that Thames Valley thought they'd scored right at the end of the first half, which would have given them a bit of momentum coming into this second one. Obviously, the play came back. So, 4-1 down, they find themselves, and they have got a bit of a mountain to climb, really.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, it comes down to being clinical, which Eagles are, and when you get to this stage of the day, it can sometimes be, have they had that last big game in them? You're very much working from 20-minute game to 20-minute game, and the afternoon can be a tough one to wrestle back that momentum if you're a little bit off the pace. But they've got a turnover here, as I say that, and we're going to play touch first, which is good. So that Thames Valley lost it off the tap off. They managed to put enough pressure on Eagles to force a mistake to get that ball turned over as well. So no harm done here, and they'll have a chance to attack their line.
Of course, you mentioned that we're deep into the afternoon, and this is the fifth game now for both teams, so fatigue will start to play a part in this now.
Absolutely, and it's really nice.
Well played, and I think he enjoyed that.
Yeah, really, really good score. Nathan Burke, England men's 30s player.
Let's have a look at that one again as he just dived through.
And you've seen there, 205 was reaching to make that touch, but maybe a bit of miscommunication between the middles, but take nothing away from that dive, which was absolutely outstanding.
So, 4-2. Just over 8 minutes remaining, so that maybe does give Thames Valley a little bit of hope, but they've got to keep the Eagles out at the other end.
Absolutely, and this is where it comes down to, can they disrupt that clinical approach the Eagles have had to the Thames Valley line? But they've done what they needed to do. They've scored first, and they've got some momentum and confidence now. Really quick hands.
Yeah, was there a touch before? She got that down. No,
ball down first by Megan Pemberton. So bit of ad lib.
Exactly.
They've moved that ball really nicely to get it out. So a missed touch there by 7, but really good hands and a great finish by Meg Pemberton there.
Georgina Dick was absolutely flying over to get that touch. Unfortunately, just didn't quite make it in time. So 5-2 for the Eagles. And you feel that may be it now. It's a big deficit to come back from in the time that's left.
Absolutely. 7. I mean, look, touch can be a game which throws up plenty of surprises, so who knows? But yeah, it's not like we're looking at an Eagles team here who don't have an idea around what they're doing, and they'll be very well equipped to manage this game as well.
However, that's a long pass out to the right-hand side. Was it down in time? No, the touch was taken. There's a consultation between officials.
Are they going to give it?
Try is given. great pass out wide.
Really good pass. So Josh Henderson with the pass. I can't quite catch the number of the scorer out there at the far wing, but really, really nice.
So 5-3 it is. So let's have a look. Henderson with the long pass. It's number 17, Katrina Phillips.
Yeah. It's a really tough one to take as well. So she's not only got to sort of make sure she's positioned right to receive that ball, and the ball wasn't quite coming to the wing, so she stepped in to get that, and then whilst taking it, get outside of her player still and ground that. So really, really good score. Bit of discussion from the refs maybe whether it was down first before the touch or whether the ball was grounded effectively, but yeah, Thames Valley back in this again.
So 2 points behind Thames Valley, and here they come again. Oh, that's just a little bit too long. So possession returning to the London Eagles. They'll look to get down the field as quickly as possible, as Thames Valley Vikings posing a bit of a threat now, just 2 points behind. Time not on their side though as we go into the final 5 minutes.
No, they're not giving up here, so nice intensity, albeit some holes appearing in their defence. Trying to do their best to keep Eagles down, and that's the last thing they want to see is that hand going up for 6 again, but it's better than a score. So they'll tighten up now, which they have.
Is it all about game management now from the Eagles?
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, it's easier said than done, and I was in the box barking the same orders in our quarter-final. You know, if the ball goes off field, you know, take your time whilst getting it back. Don't panic on a turnover. We can drop that intensity down to 75-80% if you've got the scores on board, and that's what Eagles will be doing at the moment.
Good touch there. I'm not sure what was happening there.
Not sure. So they've run. I didn't quite get the start of that. So it was either a passive or a fire up that they've run. And miles on the outside of anyone is scary, but Nathan Burke's done really well to cover that. And I can't work out whether the ref was calling off or on, but I mean, it wasn't a penalty, so I assume they're onside. Now we've got the penalty for the offside.
So 4 minutes remaining in the game. Still 5-3 the Eagles lead, and they are just on the 7 metre. Will they take this opportunity to stretch it to 3 once again? I think Nani Osman was just caught in two minds there as he was going towards the line, whether to pass or whether to go for the line, and I think in the end he spent too much time deliberating.
No, the middles were nice and tight for Thames Valley, so you actually got Lauren Torley in there defending a middle for Thames Valley, which normally Nick's setup in defence would be the female at link. So Thames Valley will be doing that for 2 reasons: either to get their males out at link to protect from those long balls going out, or the pace around the outside, or it's a defensive tactic. And Lauren's a fantastic defensive player, so unsurprised she's lining up there in the middle of the park to defend for Thames Valley. But unfortunately, a turnover, which Eagles, you can see now, game management here, slowing things down, taking their time to set things up, and they'll want to complete this set of 6.
So Eagles doing well, winding down the clock, dive in. There was a touch. We'll go back to 7 metres.
Going to get the heavy touch. So heavy touch from Josh Henderson there on Megan Pemberton, and Eagles again, that management we talked about, have another set of 6.
So see if they try and wind the clock down or try and stretch the lead further. Nice hand off there.
However, good for the forward pass. So
forward pass, and possession returns to the Thames Valley Vikings.
So let's see if Thames Valley can put another one on the board and just make that last 60 seconds a bit nervy for Eagles. At 5-3, we take it to 5-4, and all of a sudden we're potentially in drop-off territory.
And you wouldn't have expected that at half
No,
time when it was
absolutely
4-1. Yeah. Remember, we did see it earlier in your game as well.
Absolutely.
It just goes to show how close these games can be.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Jason Grace right through. There we go, 5-4.
Wow, that is going to make it a very interesting final minute, but Thames Valley are going to want to get a quick restart. I'm sure the Eagles will just take their time.
Yeah, I mean, the gamesmanship at its finest. Miles Partridge making sure that ball gets up to halfway, as you would expect from someone like him, and Eagles are ready to go again. So we might get around 15-20 seconds here of a Thames Valley attack.
So into the final minute, and Eagles will look to run down the clock. They probably wouldn't have expected to find themselves in this position. They would look very, very comfortable at half time. 40 seconds left.
Yeah, here we go.
So here we go. So Thames Valley with about 30 seconds now to get the ball to the other end.
So they are going to prioritise a subset to get some fresh legs on. Nathan driving it up. A little bit cramped there. Someone's going to have to scoop here.
Yeah, 15 seconds to go.
Here we go.
There goes 7 metres. Oh, it was a risky pass, but it had to be made. And the Eagles hold on, 5-4. In the end, it was a pretty close, very good game.
Yeah, absolutely. I think indicative of today's performances for both these teams as well. So hard-fought match. Eagles will be very pleased to be moving on to I think it's the plate final now, isn't it, that they move on to?
They do, yes. So we will see them again at 3:50 in the plate final. Thames Valley will go into the place playoffs. So there was the first try.
Got the try lights there. Eagles obviously fairly one-sided first half.
There's a try. They were 3-0 up quite
Really
quickly.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think there's the clinical performance that we know Eagles are capable of as well. And unfortunately, with a team of their quality, if you give them the opportunity, they'll absolutely punish you. And Thames Valley have got caught out with that, but they didn't give in and made sure that it was on the line, that drop off right until the end, which was great.
That was Thames Valley getting on the board. That made it 3-1. However, the Eagles 4-1 ahead quite quickly. Again, using the width perfectly. Into the second half now, and Thames Valley starting to come back into it. That made it 4-2.
Nice hands again, and a great finish as well.
So 5-2, but Thames Valley scoring 2 late tries, which made it a very exciting final 90 seconds or so.
Yeah, and then we've got Jason Grace here just taking a stroll through, rolling back the years.
So there it was. It ended up 5-4 to the London Eagles. So I say, Ben, thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure.
Pleasure to have your company, and good luck for the rest of the
afternoon.
afternoon.
Yeah, we've got semi-final now against Wigan on field 2. So if all goes well against them, we might see you here on field 1 for the final. But very tough game to come.
Yeah, we shall see. All the best.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
And you can join us again. We will have the Cup semi-final against the Bareback Riders. They're taking on the NQ Rebels. That'll be coming up next at around 3:15 kickoff. But for now, from Banbury, it's goodbye.
So Alan Reid, our Schools Development Officer, arranged a touch session today with the children from St Joseph's School here in Branksome. We started with about 20 children today between the ages of 7 and 11.
We don't normally have that mix from year 2 to year 6, which is what we had today.
Essentially, we explained to them a little bit about the difference between touch and tag rugby that they've been playing. We organised a warm-up, got them working together as a team, did some ball skills with them, and then we progressively took them into kind of a little touch game.
I thought the session was really good. I thought it was great for the children. They were all on task, they were all engaged. Everybody had an opportunity to play. They learnt the new rules. And it was a challenge for some of them, but I really liked that because then they had to really stop, think about what they were doing, why they were doing it, and how they were going to be successful.
Once we get them sort of catching and passing, the skills that they've learned from netball or football or any other sports, they're transferable. So they soon pick it up and they're all playing games in the playground, catching and passing and running and, playing it and things like that. So we sort of build off of those skills and then introduce touch skills as we go along. And generally over about an hour, they pick it up. And we probably end up with a game of touch netball, which is kind of a hybrid, which most of us have all played at some level. And the girls and boys, end up playing that and enjoying it.
In the touch game, you don't tend to stop players. They don't, in tag, it's tag, the game stops, somebody comes back. It's a lot of dead time, whereas with touch, it seems to be ongoing. They're constantly active.
You've got to get players in at grassroots level, and if we can get them before they are teenagers, where they've already chosen karate or badminton or whatever it might be, if we can introduce touch earlier, I think that's a great way to raise awareness, get them engaged in a sport that's all-inclusive. And actually the one difference that we've got with a lot of sports is obviously boys and girls playing together, and they don't necessarily have to stop playing together when they become teenagers, which I think they have to when it's rugby and perhaps other sports.
I saw the children's reaction to it today. They've really liked it. I've managed to speak to a couple of them, and it's something they said that they'd like to do. So from that aspect, if it's pupil voice, the children want to do it, then I'm all ears, and I would like to continue that.
So yeah, we can coach them how to coach, if you like, and so they can play some of the games and take those afterwards into the school sessions. Alternatively, if they're really interested, as we have seen with some of the children, we offer them the option to come to Bournemouth Touch Centre on a Monday night, where they can then plug into our infrastructure there, and we've got 4 kids coaches who run a session from 6:30 through to about 7:30.
Welcome back to Banbury, and we are a few minutes away now from the Cup semi-final. The Bareback Riders taking on the NQ Rebels. I'm delighted to say joining me on co-commentary is Henry Stratford, and Henry is from the London Eagles, who've just been victorious over the Thames Valley Vikings. He was looking very comfortable at half-time, but it was very close in the end.
Yeah, I think we were just struggling a little bit with some comms. We've got people who play for lots of different regional sides, etc. So just some of our comms of setting up in the second half wasn't great. But it's all about the win. So just made sure we left it down in the bottom half, I think.
Yeah.
But I was watching Thames Valley earlier actually, and they were playing against Wigan, and some of their line attack looked awesome. So I think we're quite pleased that lots of good young players in there who are really developing really well. So I think we're quite pleased to win that, and also just not let them have much time at the line. That's the key thing, I guess, is just for that midfield.
And of course we will see you in the plate final after this, so another chance to show your skills on the stream.
Yeah, hopefully for the highlight reel.
Let's look ahead to this game quickly now. Bareback Riders against the NQ Rebels. Bareback Riders winning their quarter-final 6-2 against London Galaxy. NQ Rebels overcoming the Nottingham Hood 7-2. So, what are you expecting from this match?
So I actually watched the game last time, and it was a very tight game. It was actually a pool game last time. They've got particular players that do particular things. We actually played NQ Rebels before, and I was just trying to say they're going to run counties, and you want your link to come up and shut off that option. So they've got a few players in there, and then for the BBR they've got quite a few sort of Scottish and Welsh and one or two English as well, open players who run particular things. So some people run quickies. I guess lots of these players, you know what they're going to run, but it's also another thing stopping it.
Yeah. Okay, well, we're just almost ready for kick-off. The NQ Rebels are in the maroon kit, and they will be kicking from right to left in this first half. Bareback Riders in the red and black strip, kicking from left to right.
Again, should be a great game. Semi-final. Yeah. It's 20 minutes, so if you can get ahead, you can put the pressure on the other team. So it should be a great one.
So there's the hooter, and away we go. So a place in the cup final at stake for these two. And it's NQ who get quite deep on their first attack, just slowing it down.
So they're going to run a link sweeper here. So he wants to dump on the link, so it didn't quite happen. Quickie's coming here, so Gabe on the outside.
Now was there a touch? Touch wasn't claimed. However, the official says it was a touch, so we will go back to 7 metres.
Oh, he's through.
Oh, he's through. And his space, and it's down, and it's a great start for the NQ Rebels. Gabriel Pennington.
Yeah, great. So the BBR had done well before that, so they hadn't let the touch be on 7 metres, which is great, which means they gives them 1 or 2 more yards, which meant they could chase down Gabe on the first one, and then just seem to switch off on that, and that's all. Coach Killer, all of those words, just very frustrating when that happens, when you defend really well for 5, and then for that last one, just switch off a little bit.
I think it's something we saw in your game with the Eagles scoring very early on. However, Bareback looking to get straight back into it, and it's just touched away. So they will come back to 7 metres.
So it's going to be a similar game here. Quickies, counties. So there's a counties here. And he's going to step back. Oh, lovely ball.
And down. And that is the equaliser.
So they came in tight there and just found a little bit of hole in the link. It's actually quite a tough ball to throw. So you can see the link came up high. Quite often you see good players just try and throw wing, but actually recognising the link is often an option. So yeah, it's a great ball.
So both teams scoring off their first drives, which are just over 2 minutes. 1-1.
So you just want to get yards on here. So ideally you want to strike on 3, and you want to strike on 5 as well. They haven't quite done this again. BBR, really good defence, just not letting him get to the 7 metres, which means when they're taking those touches, the line's not in play. Again, just a bit disjointed.
It is the 7 metre seems to be that sort of magical line, doesn't it? It is once the attacking team gets there, it seems to give them the boost because they know they've got the opportunity to score. For your defence, you know that there could be a score coming.
You're in trouble.
Yeah.
So just BBR just doing really well just to push him out beyond that, and just never letting them sit in there. Some good yards there. I think, I agree with that call. So as soon as you get some good yards, you just want to get the ball down as quickly on as possible. He's holding it so upright and high, and actually you want the ball down low. Just means that you go straight to the half can pick up straight away. But yeah, it's tough if you're running that high up to get the ball down.
Come NQ once again.
Good yards. Players aren't quite there though.
Now at the 7 metre.
Oh, he's in.
Oh, out wide, but yes, it is given.
I'm not sure. I think there's a few conversations here.
It was thrown back to the centre.
It's a classic move. As soon as you want it to be a score, throw it back to the centre. Don't know what quite they've called there. So it's a penalty.
So no try given. It stays 1-1. And they're back with possession once again.
Good
to
intensity
come over
here.
halfway. Good speed shown.
They've got one more. It's a good step.
Just touch it, goes back. Possession returns to NQ. So quite cagey start really. Both teams with opportunities to add to their early scores.
Again, that was good by Meeks, who just wants to get the ball down. Just get them all offside. If you can get a few in the touch. Again, just lacking a little bit of pace.
Oh, just mishandled there. It's not what they wanted. Ben Grinter. Bear back once again with possession and go into NQ's half.
It's good, so you just want to get to the 7. It's good enough.
Right. Oh, he's dived over.
So that's
and
exactly
he's given.
As soon as you can get to like 7 out, it just puts a doubt in some of the defenders' minds. Oh no, they've called something else.
Let's watch the replay here. Dives in now. A touch was claimed.
I think they've said forward pass there.
Right, so
Bronwyn said forward
again,
pass.
both sides with tries chalked off. Let's have a look at it again. See if we can see the forward pass. Interesting. I didn't see a forward there.
I don't know quite what the call was, but we'll trust the refs. Yeah. Some good yards here.
As I said a couple of times yesterday when there was some contentious decisions, we said, well, the refs are a lot closer than what we are up here, so...
Yeah. Scoop through.
Oh, now, did it go down?
Oh, he dropped it. Oh, no. Yeah. He did exactly the right thing, so you want to be as low to the ground as possible. That's Johnny Leota, just sliding in.
Let's have a look at this.
So he wants to be low to the ground.
Oh, yes, he just didn't quite gather it cleanly. Such a shame. Johnny Leota.
A few scores going missing here, so some opportunities. This is Gareth Revel with the red hat running on.
I think the way this has gone so far, I don't think you could argue it was 4-3, 4-4, something like that.
Yeah.
as it is, it's 1-1.
So they've managed to draw a penalty there. So just running hard just often attracts those penalties. So it was an offside. We've got Lewis Burns here, who's a Scottish.
Oh, plenty of space out on the wing. And Bareback put it down. Miriam Evans.
So I was doing exactly the same thing. So usually on touch 1, you want to have a dive at the line, but they've gone straight for wing, which is always a bit more of a risky move, but they had the execution level, and I think all the rest of the NQ Rebels were on the same page as me, looking at the quickie.
I think that's the thing. If you are looking at the wing pass, it has to be accurate, but you have the advantage of generally someone find themselves in lots of space. When they gather the ball, they've got a lot of time to put it down over the line.
Yeah. So NQ Rebels, see if they can get to the 7 metres.
So 2-1.
Yeah, it's a little bit closer here.
So see if Bareback can come straight back into it as we come to the 8-minute mark in the first half. Oh, it wasn't far away.
So it was good by number 20, Finley. So I'm not sure the other mid was going to make it. So it was rather take 6 more than concede.
Back to 7, but he dived through. I think he's got it.
I think they're calling touch called.
No.
It was a tight one though.
They can have the chance to gain from there. 7 metre. The touch and that.
So doing well. So Gabe wants to do the quickie, so they did well on just getting Toby, who's done run counties here.
Just for any layman watching like myself, counties and quickies, can you just quick?
So counties is all have dropped the ball. Counties is both 33 dumps, so they're both 2 middles dumping. Nice
one. Was there a touch? I don't think there was. That's going to be the equaliser.
Good hole by Gabe. Counties is both 33, so both mid dumps, except the mid for the normal quickie is steps out, so steps out towards the link, whereas a counties, or 33 counties at least, is stepping towards the other mid. So that was kind of a counties, but obviously they're not running out the line here.
Gabriel Pennington with his second try for NQ Rebels, but BBR coming right back and they're at their 7 metre line.
Yeah, so if they look again, I think they'll probably run, so this is another version of counties, they'll probably hit link. Nice, so the space is definitely left hand side there.
So Hooter goes, it's all square after 10 minutes, 2-2, and quite an interesting first half of action there.
Yeah, lots of missed opportunities. I think again NQ Rebels just need to make sure they're putting their dumps on the 7. BBR probably had a few other opportunities as well, so they just want to make sure that they're winning that midfield and get down to the line.
Gabriel Pennington, key for NQ. He's 2 tries in and showing what an important part of this NQ team he is.
Yeah, they've got loads of players though, NQ Rebels. So you've got Brimlow, you've got Meakin, all of them are England Open players, so there's lots of skill set there, which makes it really hard to defend because you know that there's going to be lots of options on what they could do. But it's all square, and I think BBR have a lot of quality in there as well, so it'll be an interesting second half. Tense, it's a semi-final, so.
And that's the thing, it's a quarter-final. Obviously you can go into the place you want to win because it gets you that semi-final, but semi-final you are 1 step away from the final, so there is so much more at stake.
Yeah, I think the good thing actually for the whole tournament actually is so in the group, if you want to be in the cup competition, you have to win every game, which puts a bit of pressure on everybody. We had our first game on this pitch and we were down by 1 or 2 and we probably shouldn't have been. It was our own errors.
Yeah.
But it puts that pressure on. You have to make sure that you turn up every game. It's only a 20-minute game.
Yeah.
People were used to a 40-minute game where it gives you a bit more chance to sort of correct things. But you have to be.
Yeah, that was the Surrey game, wasn't it? The second one on, and it was incredibly close, that one. I think was it a last-ditch try? I seem to remember that.
I think we were 2 up and we conceded in the last.
Yes,
but yeah, it was tight enough.
Yeah. So, 10 minutes to go in this one. What do you think the coaches are saying?
I think, well, as you said, NQ Rebels, they just need to make sure they, particularly on their tap-offs as well, when you're sort of coordinating, you've got to make sure that you're getting the line in play. As soon as they did that, they scored, so they've got to be looking at that. BBR, I think, same midfield, and then probably there's going to be a few variations. I think both will run. So you've got people like Lewis Burns, who 2 years ago in the NTS was ripping it up. So he'll probably run a few more counties, maybe with a few switches. So an interesting second half.
So yes, just before we start this second half, just a reminder that the Raptors will be taking on Henry's London Eagles in the next match here on Field 1. That will be in the plate final. So Henry, how do you feel about playing the Raptors?
Yeah, we played them last time. They've got a lot of skill, and what they probably lack is a bit of experience. So you just want to press them so they don't have the time to think. Here's Lewis Burns on the counties here.
And there's it.
Oh, good ball.
It wasn't far away. Just looking onto the left-hand side there for bareback riders. So nearly 3-2 as it is. Thank you, Rebels. They look to go deep into bareback territory.
Driving up, so again Lewis has done well there. Meeks wanted to check in, but because he was high, so the far mid was high, it was tough. Good early roll ball as well for the turnover. That's what you want, and you want to not let them settle.
Here come bareback again over halfway.
Just need to re-inject here. Probably got one more touch. It's going to pick up.
Oh, just didn't take it cleanly. Yeah.
Just try to pretend.
You're not going to get away with that. So, thank you again.
Ooh.
Just over halfway now.
Playing it around a bit here. Just need a bit more injection.
7 metres. Oh, I think there was there a touch? No, yes, there was a touch.
That's a tight call. The other mid, so the far mid, just then was miles away. So that 33 hole was definitely on. Just picking up. 50-50 call, I think.
Bareback will look to build along the right-hand side as they look to get subs on, and do.
Keep that momentum going. Yeah, they have a good strike here.
Like the 7 metre. The touch is made. Possession returns to NQ Rebels. Still 2-2.
No half. BBR have done well here. If they can keep them up here. They've got one more touch to come.
One more touch, and they're only just over the halfway line.
And they're not initiating either.
Something has to happen here. That's well done, and possession returns to bareback riders. And
done really well the midfield there. You can see how far they're into their half.
Say how much more difficult it is when you're starting your set of 6 from your own 7 metre line.
Yeah.
Any sort of advantage you can have will help you.
Gives them a few more touches here for BBR.
And they are at the 7 metre now. Here's the opportunity. Oh, beautiful. Really well done. Lovely ball out to Miriam Evans, and she goes down again. BBR.
It's the wrist speed on this. It's actually man on here, which is fine. And actually, the link has not stayed out. It's just the winger staying out. But it's tough when that ball goes so quickly.
And that one comes off. We saw that move earlier in this half, and Miriam Evans just didn't quite get hold of it, and that one sticks. And it's BBR who take the lead. NQ though already at the 7 metre. Oh, and there's a handling error.
Just fizzed it a bit too hard there. It was unnecessary from Josh Ingram there. I think he was probably annoyed there was no sweeper coming round to the play before.
So, Bareback starting in their own half. Just coming over halfway now. So look to build towards the 7 metre line. They are there. Oh!
Managed to get through. Oh, and a good
has
ball.
He found? Yes, he has. That is 4-2. Advantage Bareback. Let's watch this again.
Great pace, just beating on the outside. And good awareness.
Joe Kruger picking it up. But it was the initial work from James Tweedy.
Do with the score here. That might be tough.
There we 5 minutes remaining. 2 behind NQ. So Bareback just upping the intensity at the right moment. Got 2 scores close together, however. Chance here for NQ. Emily Kelly wide out on the right.
Yeah, sadly in the ruck there. It's going to be a pen. They've done well again there, and so we have a sort of a mid sweeper. Sorry, they're running for. So Gabe again. It's going to be a quickie.
So is he through?
Ball
There
down.
was a touch.
So
Oh no, he's given it.
He's
given it.
Need to be tight there. It's unlikely that Gabe's going to throw that.
So 4-3. And it is what NQ needed after 2 quick tries. Let's have a look at this. These quick hands.
It's just
And
through
it
the middle,
was.
which is a frustrating one for a coach. You want to, if they can throw it to the wing, fab. But otherwise, you want to.
Gabriel Pennington with his hat trick, but they need one more, and they need to stop Bareback from scoring once again. And they have done on their last 2 drives. Can they do so again? This comes in. I think there might have been a touch there.
Oh,
There
good
was.
touch, 3 on 2 there. So they did. That was a counties, but link mid in and then do a relay, which is just a really early pass.
So time. There is time here for NQ. However, they have to get as far up the field as they can. 4-3. Bareback Riders lead. We're into the final 3 minutes now.
Goodbye BBR. They've just kept them to the other side of the field. Little error there.
So this is a good advantage for BBR. Start the set of 6 on the halfway. What can they do with it?
So BBR just needs to get up to the. There we go. It's on now.
Yeah, 7 metre down it goes. Just looking for the right opportunity for the pass. Bit of speed, it goes wide.
Great ball.
Now, was that forward? No, it wasn't. It's given. So again, the wing play paying dividends. Watch
Good
it
score.
here. Long pass out. And down it goes. So 5-3 BBR, and with less than 2 minutes left, he's going to take something special from NQ to try and get back on level terms.
Going to need something here.
Do you have any chance?
Probably should have given it.
Long it goes. Oh, well played. Was there touch though? There was. Comes back to 7. There's space on the left-hand side.
Good ball. Toby Phillips.
And it is 5-4, but time running out. We're into the final minute.
I think this is where game management happens.
Yeah.
Walk slowly to get the ball.
There it is.
Just leave it down the bottom end. It doesn't actually scoring probably doesn't matter that much. Don't exert yourself too much.
So, yeah, they're just looking to run down the clock, I think. 40 seconds left, but it's BBR who have possession, and they're deep into NQ territory.
So you just want to draw a penalty here if you can. Which is kind of what they're doing here.
Winding down the clock very well, our Bareback Riders.
Wing.
There it is.
Yeah.
Oh, and that does it. Yes. Miriam Evans once again. They've used the wings so well, Bareback Riders, in this game. And as the hooter goes, it's 6-4, but watch this, the long pass. And Miriam Evans pops it down. And that is a 6-4 victory for the Bareback Riders. We will see them again in the Cup final. Last game of the day at 5 o'clock.
It's good. It's a good win. Both sides are very good. Found lots of space on the wing there, particularly against the grain plays that they were doing. BBR previously had been winning NTS over the last couple of years, and then last tournament didn't quite do it. So good that they've found their
the overall winners in 2019, but 13th in round one, which I think was a surprise to a lot of people. So
yeah, some of it's just how the draw works,
Yeah.
I think, unfortunately, and I think they were missing one or two players, but they've picked it up, and I
think they'll be glad to find themselves in the final. Here's the tries from the game once again, as we say goodbye to Henry. He has to go for the plate final, and all the very best to him for the plate final. Thanks very much for joining us. And as we see the tries going through, this was Daniel Pennington for NQ Rebels into the second half. That's Miriam Evans with her first try. And there was the try. However, NQ came straight back into it. Daniel Pennington with his hat-trick. Another long pass to the wing right. And that could have made it comfortable, but NQ Rebels took it to within one. Win with the try there. But Miriam Evans with her second try made it safe, and that is how it finished 6-4 for Bareback Riders. Stay with us, we'll have the plate final next. It's the Raptors against the London Eagles. Join us again soon.
Well, first and foremost is we want to give everybody a game, so we are an inclusive club, and we will search out opportunities where everybody who wants to play representative touch for the club can do. So that comes from those down to, I think our youngest player has been 11 this last season, up to, dare I say, Hobbo, I think he's 57 now, and that's what we are about. We're an inclusive club, but within that we also want to be a club that wants to get better, wants to improve, wants to win things, and for us, trying to grow the top level of our club and getting better and growing our performances is also just as important.
No, it's good. Just shows how touch can be played by everyone.
Yeah.
I think it's a good selling point for the sport in general.
Yeah, because I can learn more from him than other people because he knows what I'm like.
It's a facility for all ages to play touch rugby. As you can see with our training, that we've got kids from sort of 9 and 10 up to me, who's quite old, over 50.
Representing Nottingham in England is great because the Euros were held here as well, so we had a really good support as well for my first Euros campaign.
I think it's been a part of our strategy, part of our plan. We see the future, we want to get better as a club. To do that, we need to bring youth in to shift as oldies further down the line. I think it's also the fact that as some of the older players bring their families down, children, there's 3 or 4 of us here tonight with children, the strategy's also been really targeting schools, junior clubs around here. The summer league that runs each year now gets 100 plus under 15s in.
Well, we did something at school for it and then we enjoyed it, so we decided to carry on.
We have a coaching setup here, I think, of 16 level 1, sort of the intermediate level coaches.
What a good defender is going to do is come out and just run straight at them if they're going to front you up and they're going to stop you. If he just comes straight at me, we go underneath him, slow down the roll ball, he's either going to turn the ball over, drop it, or the ball's going to be slowed down so that the half can't get in.
And in addition to that, we've probably got another half dozen who are in the England frame who help out, and you'll see that tonight. Everybody's prepared to put their hand up and help, so it's not just about taking from the club, it's about giving back, which is fantastic. You'll see the mixing between adults and juniors, and for me, from a junior perspective, that's one of the key things that we've done, is rather than separating out junior training every week, we try and mix it in where we can. And what you see from the juniors particularly is just they're growing in confidence and having to deal with players that are probably much more their senior in age and experience, and that's great for their own personal development as well as their physical development.
Help us learn new skills and improve during the game.
Everyone gets integrated together, all different levels, lots of coaching advice.
And it's just a great spirit down here. That's why I like coming down. We have a laugh, although we take training seriously. There's always somebody to have a laugh and a chuckle with and enjoy it.
I think for me, probably I would focus the game on getting as many children coming down over the summer as you can. From a point of view of growing the sport, bringing as many children down with their parents and getting an all-inclusive, fun environment that anybody can have a go in. And focus on that, of building the baseline of as many players as you can. Don't worry about trying to go through the ranks and put the best team out there. I think build from the base upwards, which is how we started 5, 6, 7 years ago. And as a result of that, we're slowly chipping away at getting up the ranks.
This is
Nottingham.
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 Welcome back to Banbury, and it's finals time here as we have the plate final to start with, the 9th, 10th place, and it's the Raptors taking on the London Eagles. I'm delighted to say joining me once again is Joe Kruger from the Bareback Riders, who's just been in a close game yourself. 6-4 victory it was in the end over NQ Rebels, which sees you into the cup final a little later, but a little bit of rest for you because you've got a couple of games rest.
Yeah, good. Needed. Yeah, it was a really good game. That was definitely the fastest game we've had so far. We had a good quarter final against Galaxy. That was fast. That was just another step up, another gear. But yeah, luckily we managed to get a 6-4 win against a very good NQ Rebels side. So yeah, that was a great win.
Well, let's look ahead to this one. The Raptors against the London Eagles. First team, Raptors with a 4-2 victory over Cambridge Bees in the quarter-final and 1-0 against Hot Custard in the semi-final. Eagles reaching here with a 6-4 win over their Eagles' second team in the quarter-final. And then, as we saw on the stream, a 5-4 victory over Thames Valley Vikings to make this final. So, what are you expecting from this one?
Yeah, so I've been following the Raptors, the Exeter Raptors, quite a bit, and they've got some very sharp players, especially in attack. They've got a few good middles who are very steppy. I mean, touch is great for acceleration and steps, so it's going to be a great game. I
think Alec Pizzo was one we saw on the stream earlier, 66. He scored a couple of tries just by bursting through the middle and diving in, and so he'll certainly be one to watch, I think, for this game.
Definitely.
And it is the Raptors who set us off there in the white, and we'll be playing from right to left in this first half. The Eagles in their green. We'll be playing from left to right.
Nice to have two completely different colours.
Yes, yeah, it does make a change today. It's
been a couple of ones. Those blue, light blue, dark blue.
Even your match that's just taken place, it was quite the clash.
Relatively, same difference.
So yes, we will be able to tell these two apart.
Yeah, definitely.
Mishandle there. So that is going to give Raptors a huge advantage just on the 7 metre with 6 touches.
Yes, can't give away fresh 6 on your line. Oh, see. Step in acceleration.
And it is a try, and Raptors take full advantage of that, and they go into a 1-0 lead early. Let's watch this again. And they're just stepping through. And it was number 15, Will Tyrrell.
Nice.
Putting the ball down.
Yeah, it's a good score. Again, though, it comes from a mistake. You can't give those mistakes against a team like Exeter Raptors. They're going to punish you with a set of 6. Let's see if they can get a score back of their own.
They are deep in the heart, in the Raptors half. Just looking to get to the 7 metre line.
Yeah, I think they're trying to run it a little bit too far out here. Sweep it.
Now a little bit of speed, but spotted off. Good defence from the Raptors.
Yeah,
there.
Good defence. I think I was probably the wrong call. Hopefully now they run a sweeper pickup, because that left wing is in a lot of space.
Well, they look to go right, but there is another touch, and you're right. The left winger is in acres of space over there.
I think they might have noticed it now. Hopefully they run it once more.
Yeah, there it goes.
I just
well
feel like,
taken.
Yeah, it was a good catch. I just feel like they needed to run one more sweeper there, but just have a pickup and then give it long. So is that new 6? New set of 6. The winger must have touched it.
So this is the opportunity for the Eagles.
Utilise your wingers. Probably a lot easier from up here. We can see the whole pitch.
So back on the 7 metre, Eagles still have it. No.
Good defence, man.
Yeah, it is. They're
offside? Yeah, offside.
was said in co-commentary before, I can't remember who said it, but it says it's much better to give away a set of 6 than give away a score.
Yeah, it's very true. Yeah, definitely agree with that. Maybe not penalties, but if you're going to be able to touch the ball, yeah. Pick up. Oh, same difference, QB. Yeah, another set of 6. Full set on the line. They need to score here, really. This will be a massive win if Raptors can keep these out.
Yeah, they've it's a lot of pressure from the London Eagles. Probably a good 2 minutes plus of pressure.
Oh, he's dropped it. Oh.
Out of the hands of Miles Partridge, and that will give possession. Let's have a look at that again. We'll just see as he comes through, he takes the ball, but as he goes to ground, just loses it out of his grip. And no rain to blame it on today.
No, yeah. Just tripped, and he fell. Wasn't necessarily because of the trip, but it's definitely a factor. That's a huge win for Raptors. I think it was 4 or 5 sets to defend any lines. A very good effort.
Oh, now.
Oh, that's definitely forward.
Yeah.
Ref right in line.
Yeah, there's cheers from the Raptors bench, but I think they knew.
Yeah.
Let's watch it here. You can see. Yes.
Yeah.
Very much. Even from the central position, we could tell that was forward.
Nearly landed a knot on that one.
So.
Good drive. That's third, I think. Nice. And again, nice.
So.
It's good play. It's really good play. They were on halfway, and now they've got to pretty much the 7.
Oh, and that.
Unfortunate, but
that was unfortunate.
Still a bit of a win, though. If you can try and contain them now, we'd be sending shooters up here just to try and contain that pass. Oh, off the mark, yeah. Good shooter.
Oh, so
that's a great score.
Is he down?
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
Brilliant score. All from his shoot, that was.
90 Osman. Let's watch this again. Straight from the touch, picks it up.
Yeah. Raptors sleeping. Good
And
step.
just sees the gap.
Good step, good dive. Good night.
So, all square. Eagles 1, Raptors 1. They just coming up to 6 minutes of the first half. Raptors just forced back a little bit. Now we'll make their way to the 7 metre.
Nice.
Down it goes. Goes for the long pass.
Ball.
Oh,
That's
great.
A great ball.
And that's a superb take as well. There was a long ball, and Eliard taking it.
Let's give him that. 15. Will.
The pass.
A
Coming in
great
from
pass.
Will Tyrrell.
Great
And
left to-
Eliard
right to
putting it down. So 2-1, the Raptors retake the lead very quickly after the Eagles had equalised.
Sort of got to chalk those ones off. If someone's got to pass to that, it's very difficult to defend.
Now that the Eagles looking to get back on level terms once again.
No, slow it down, slow it down.
Up to the 7 metre. Once again, they've got
Sweeper.
a player wide out left.
Sweeper QB.
And there it is.
Pass.
Touch is claimed.
Yeah, no, it's definitely.
But yeah, I think that was a fair enough try. Let's watch this one again. And again, the long pass and down.
It's what's been crying out for, that left wing.
Good vision there from Tom Hawke.
Yeah.
Getting the pass out.
I think they're definitely running QB, which is fine. Obviously, they just scored there, but I think they could just pick up. I think that QB is just giving the defence a little bit more time to be able to sort of scuttle across, go across that line. She did nearly get touched. It's just a nice little pick up. Long ball. He's obviously got it in him, so.
Wow.
Reply straight
The
away.
Raptors come straight back and retake the lead.
Alex Morris, that was nice.
Great speed shown, and just watch this. And I think he was faking the pass. The defender caught in two minds, and that allowed him the space to go over the line.
Yeah, it's a very difficult decision for that link to either bite and the pass is on, or try and stay out. It's a very difficult decision to make that. But she probably could have got off the line.
So, Eagles having to come from behind once again. They've done it twice. Can they do it a third time? 90 seconds left in this first half, which once again is just flown by.
Good touch. I feel like they love this right side too much.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Got to go long.
Now are they going to go
long?
Yeah. Again, the winger in lots of space on the left, not used.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Lost control. Oh, his own foot in the ruck.
So this is the advantage for the Eagles as we into the final minute of the first half. A mistake allows them to have possession very deep in the Raptors' half. That's 7 metres now.
Good ML, nice passive.
Needs options.
Give it to wing.
And he's found it. Oh, well played, and they have come back again.
Nice, Miles. Well played with Miles Partridge.
Miles Partridge getting out to Carries Dunn.
Yeah.
Lovely backhander pass, and Carries Dunn with lots of time to put it down, lots of space. 3-3. And there goes the hooter.
Oh,
it's on.
I went for the jouet.
There is half time. So it is very, very close. 3-3 after 10 minutes. And you've got to give a lot of credit to the Eagles. 3 times they've gone behind, 3 times they've come back.
Yeah, they've stayed in this. To be fair, I think it's been pretty even actually. As I said, that the Raptors would have been very happy with that. I think it was 4 or 5 repeat sets and managed to DM out. But yeah, the Eagles have kept coming. So yeah, 3-3. I think that's probably fair reflective of that first half. They were both good sides. Yeah, looking forward to the second half now.
Yeah, it's indicative of the close games that we've had in these knockout series. Yesterday as well, we had a few games go to extra time. We haven't had one yet, but there's still this and another 2 games to come.
I love a drop-off. So.
Yeah, I'm sure you.
Well, watching it anyway, maybe not in it.
I'm sure at the end of the day you will not want to drop.
No, not me particularly, but I love watching one.
It was great to see a couple of those yesterday. And you wouldn't bet against this finishing that way at the moment. 3-3 at half time, and it is a close game.
Yeah, I think it's just going to be defence now. I think both attacks are looking decent. I think it's just going to be who makes some mistakes. I think, well, potentially Eagles have just been conditioning the Raptors to just watch those sweepers, and this second half now they might exploit it. That's what I'd personally be saying if I was the coach. Like, look, we've been doing sweepers, we've been doing quickies, etc. Let's look at that wing. She's obviously in tons of space.
Yeah.
And let's just back her.
Both teams utilising their wingers very well though in that first half.
Yes, yeah, definitely, yeah. As we've seen a couple of long passes and some really nice long passes as well. So yeah, it's a really good, as I said, it's a really good hit. It's a final at the end of the day. So.
I think that shows the difference between the development stage that we had yesterday and the elite stage today, where those long passes were being tried yesterday on the wings and often not taken, whereas at this level they tend to be taken more often than not and
of course,
tries scored.
Yeah, it just comes to practice, really, doesn't it? It's the more long balls you have as a winger, the better chance you have of catching it. Hey, they don't catch 100% of them, but. So I've seen some catches today have just been unreal from some of the wings. It's really good to see. It is really good to see.
Well, second half about to get underway, and it'll be the London Eagles who will start us off. Just waiting for the hooter.
Just noticed some of these numbers: 210, 25, 207. That's a mouthful for the referees.
I think something we've been saying about the London Eagles. 3 teams they have in this, so obviously
just don't have a choice, really, do they?
A lot of players. Straight through. Wow, what a start.
That's a great start. Number 1,250.
Josh Bendel, 125. Look at that. He just picks it up and goes through.
Yeah, I think he was offside, so he just didn't make that touch. And a great
took
start.
full advantage. So 4-3, the London Eagles lead very early in this second half. And the first time they've led, so now we'll see if the Raptors can come from behind.
Yeah.
Here's Pizzo.
Has he been on yet?
He has
Okay.
been on. I think he made a good defensive play.
I was
in
looking
the
out
first
for his
half.
very colourful cap. got a rate colourful cap.
There he is.
Especially a bucket hat as well. Nice stick, too short. Good feet.
Too many in front. Easy to get the touch. Comes back to 7 metres.
Yeah, Horatio's got very, very good feet. And he's quick. And he can
And it
pass.
goes out to the wing, and it's that wing play once again.
Good score.
And it is all square. So 4-4.
Yeah, it's good play. They conditioned him to thinking he's going to go round. He's quick enough there to just get on the outside of that mid, and then Lincoln when they got to make a decision then to either hit or go out. And
Horatio Price with the long pass to the wing, and it's that wing play once again that's paying dividends. So 4-4. Not quite had 2 minutes of this second half. It's the Eagles who to get towards the 7 metre line. They'll go now. Touch made, we'll go back to 7 metres. Nani Osman.
I don't think you'll quite be able to see it on the camera, but the Rebels wing is the Raptors wing standing out quite far. So I think they've sort of tried to eliminate that pass. So I think definitely to exploit it now, London Eagles have to try and hit that link hole. It seems that like the five are working together in D, and then this wing is quite a bit further out, just for that long pass. So as long as they can try and exploit that.
As it is, it's the Raptors just looking,
I think
trying the wing again, but it was not quite taken.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was 5th, so I think they were just trying something.
Once again, it's the Eagles who have possession. 4-4.
Second.
The 2 touches, that's the 3rd. 4 now, but they're at 7 metres. That's the 5th touch. Let's do something here. Taken to the wing. Oh, well played now. Was it down in time? No, I think she might have been in touch. Yeah.
It's good play though, as long as the Eagles can try and pressure this pass now. Just try and finish in that corner just so they can't really sub off.
And
loss of control.
And they have loss of control, so they pick up 6. Just behind their 7 metre line, so a great opportunity for the Eagles to retake the lead.
Yeah, it's good what that pressure can do. Literally just one shooter. Oh. Quicky link, step back.
Yeah. And it's gone through. No, there was a touch on the arm. The referee indicates. So back to 7 metres. Oh, mishandle, and that will give the Raptors possession once again. 5 minutes remaining. And it's still all square. You wouldn't bet against this going to a drop-off.
Some confusion there. That's third. That's really good defence from the Raptors. That's 4th. They could definitely try and kill this now.
Oh, great speed. There was a touch.
That's 5th. See if we can see some magic now.
Horatio Price looking to just use his speed to go through, but
yeah, he's got some acceleration.
He's just touched on his way through.
Maybe it wasn't fifth. No, I think it was. Yeah, it was. Just from that play.
So, Eagles retake possession. 4.5 minutes left. Over halfway. The little known star jump defence.
yeah. Worked. Now give it back.
Oh, quick hands. Not really making any strides towards the line. They are a little more now. So again, they've got players out on the wing, but like you say, it does appear to be covered more this time.
Yeah, definitely. I think they just spread out a little bit more. I still think they're trying to run those long plays. I think they just need to start trying to run some middle plays now. Again, that good pressure. It's really good defence.
I think that was forward.
That's what it does.
Yeah.
They're putting in some really good midfield work there, the Eagles. Just pinning them down, forcing mistakes.
Eagles just outside their 7 metre. This is a great opportunity for them. Pass in, and was that down?
If he didn't touch it, that's down, I think. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Good score. Good feet.
Nani Osman. Just watch it from here.
Nice
Takes it there.
Good hour play.
Shimmies and down. 5-4 the Eagles lead.
Yeah, left mid just has to do a little bit more there. There's no way that right mid's getting back in time. Just needs to help him out a little bit.
So Raptors. Oh, that's not what they wanted. And it now gets to the point of the second half where time is not on their side.
Just be slowing it down now if I was the Eagles.
Yeah. Driving over halfway. The 1 try advantage. 2 minutes remaining. However, oh, is that intercepted now? No, it's called back.
Let's go back, mate. You haven't got much time.
You know, I don't think he probably put full sprint on
No,
there,
yeah.
expecting that to come back. But
yeah. New rules though, so that'll be zero. So that would have been first touch, not the action interception. Just for anyone watching, we've got the new rules come into play.
Down it goes. Raptors really have to make something happen now. However, running out. Oh, he tried to go through, but was touched and has turned over possession. And the Eagles will just take their time now.
Oh, well played. Really well played from Naomi there. And again.
The Eagles with 50 seconds to hold out, and they will take this plate title. Is that through?
No, it's touch.
No, I think there's a touch. Yeah. So
it's going to be a very, very intense.
Yeah, 30 seconds. 30 seconds they've got.
It's a much better drive. Halfway on second. That's third.
Sub box used. 3 fresh legs on. 4 now. What can they do?
You got one more.
It's Pizzo.
Oh, well played. Got to go.
Pizzo again.
Yeah, well played.
Gets it out. Oh, have they done it? Oh, I think there might have been a touch. There was just a touch.
Yeah, that's 6.
And a vital touch it was.
That's
and
game.
There's the hooter. And it's a game-winning touch in the end.
Yeah.
So Eagles, all they have to do is hold on to the ball.
That's it.
The London Eagles first team take the plate final. Oh, what a great game.
It was a really good game. It was definitely back and forth for the majority of it, and yeah, it was a good score there, and right at the end, well, not right near the end, and yeah, they just couldn't. Raptors just couldn't get back into it.
Yeah, and Raptors, who were ahead 3 times, and we'll see from the tries, Raptors going ahead, but then Eagles coming back each time, and then Eagles taking the lead. And Raptors came backwards, couldn't come back a second time, but see this as Narni Osman went over. And Raptors again, the long pass utilising the wing. That was our Yard touching down. Back came the Eagles again though, utilising the wing themselves. It was 3-2 Raptors. Straight through for Alexander Morris. And then this was an unusual one. But a great backhanded pass.
She did really well to hold her depth there as well.
And carry's done, touching down.
And straight through.
And Eagles. Again, another great use of the wing. Eagles again, and again it was Narni Osman, and that was the winner. So we'll just try and get some reaction from down below. But a great start to our set of 3 finals. Coming up next, we've got the bowl final, which is Crewe and Nantwich against Green and Gold. So do stay tuned for that one. And so we will have an interview in a second. But Joe, I just want to say, great to have your company once again for this match. Thanks for coming along and giving us your valuable insight, and just want to wish you all the best for the cup final a little later.
Cheers, thank you very much. Yes, it's going to be a very good game, so yeah, stay tuned.
Yeah, that will be coming up later at 5 o'clock. Joe will be in that one. But as we await the bowl final, we're just going to get some reaction from the London Eagles.
Please give the Raptors a big cheer, guys. Well done. Good final.
Plenty still going on around Banbury Rugby Union Club, but it's time to go down to pitch side. Chris has got an interview.
Thanks, John. I've got Max Pennis here from CSSE London Eagles 1. It's another NTS event, another elite NTS event, and another trophy for your club. You guys must be delighted with how this season started.
Yeah, I mean, rough not getting into the cup, which you kind of aim for, but still getting a win's nice.
But that said, I mean, if you were coming to this fresh and watching that game that you just played against Raptors, you wouldn't know that that was to decide the 9th place position.
Yeah, no, it was hard. That was well fought. Yeah.
In terms of the level of competition overall over the last, I mean, you look at today, you know, the top 4 is different from 2 weeks ago. It's so competitive this year.
Yeah, I was surprised by it. It felt a lot harder than last week.
Is that just because it's a little bit warmer?
Oh, I don't know. It's similar temps to last week. So,
in terms of how the club's set up, in terms of the team selections, you know, the players who were in the first team last year are in Eagles 2 this year, and it's swapped around. In terms of from you as a younger player who's coming through, how much confidence does that give you?
Yeah, a lot. I mean, this is my first NTS playing for like a big actual competitive team, so it's nice being able to move up and not having a fixed first team. So.
And then in terms of with the England's high performance setup as well, and you're involved in that in terms of training, you know, to get flowing into touch after the lockdown from somebody, as I say, who stood at the start of their career, in terms of being able to get back into the flow of it? How has it been for you?
Oh, it's been great. There's been loads of opportunities to play, and yeah, great to get back into it. Yeah.
And finally, it's the first interview of the day. Who have you got on the Euros final tonight?
Oh, come on, England!
Max, congratulations. We'll let you go and have your celebratory soft drink in just a second.
Cheers. Thanks.
So now we look forward to the bowl final as Crewe and Nantwich take on Green and Gold. And
Okay, so we've just had a presentation for the
Jack returns.
Hello there.
Hello. So are you with us for the next two?
Definitely this one. I want to say, hopefully the last one, because, wow.
Yes.
It's been one hell of a day.
It has. The cup final, which will be taking place after this one, will be Bareback Riders against Wigan. So stay tuned for that. But first, we have the bowl final, Crewe and Nantwich against Green and Gold. Crewe and Nantwich with a 4-2 quarter-final victory over St Albans and then a 6-5 semi-final victory over Revolution. Green and Gold with a 5-4 quarter-final victory against Chester Cheetahs and then a semi-final victory 3-1 against Norwich. So what are you expecting from this one?
We've got another game here where we've got two sides very much up and coming. Green and Gold based in southwest London, Crewe and Nantwich based in Crewe and Nantwich. But two sides that definitely want to get their hands on a bit of silverware here. They've worked hard to get to this final, and they're not going to be wanting to give it up lightly.
I mean, this is the beauty of these whole competitions, isn't it? Because essentially you could say it's a fight over 16th and 17th place out of 24, but it's an opportunity for these sides to enjoy a final, enjoy some time on the stream, and also pick up a bit of silverware.
Absolutely. It's when you've got a competition with 24 teams to begin with, just getting one winner out of that, it doesn't show a lot, in all honesty. So what we do in the second half, all teams are put into 3 groups of 8. They're more suited to one another, very close games, as we see throughout these afternoons. And you get rivalries within them, and that's the beauty of it. It means you've got your bit to aim for, which is what you want.
So, Crewe and Nantwich against Green and Gold we did see earlier on the stream, actually. They were in our first game against Thames Valley Vikings, where they lost 5-2. They were well down as well. I think they were 5-0, certainly 5-1 down, but came back in the end and got a couple of tries. And you would expect Thames Valley probably being the better team out of those two. But from that game, it was good to see Green and Gold still trying, and they scored a couple of late tries to sort of supplement the efforts that they showed in that game.
You learn a lot over a day like this. Sometimes it does take some time to get into it, just find your groove, especially if your first game is against difficult opposition. And yeah, that's all you can do is enjoy it and learn, and hopefully each game as you go just gets that bit better.
So the team's just warming up, and Green and Gold just below us, who will unsurprisingly be playing in Green and Gold. And Crewe and Nantwich on the far side there in a sort of black and orange strip.
Yeah, a few flames on there.
Yeah.
Evidently talking tactics at the moment over there.
There's a big huddle over there at the moment, and we are about 3 minutes away from the start of this. Of course, all the final matches, bar the cup final, will take place now, and then everybody can come and watch the cup final. I think, as we saw yesterday in the development, the stand got very busy. There was a lot of people around the perimeter, and that's what you want to see.
That's what we want to see, but don't get me wrong, I think there's a certain other final happening this afternoon that might change that, depending on who wants to choose to stay. But hopefully, as you say, we get a crowd, because I'm sure we'll get onto the cup final later, but this, stick with us, because once again, this is going to be some lovely 2 matches.
Look, the other cup final you've just mentioned doesn't start till 8 o'clock, so sit back, chill out. Don't think about that. Don't get nervous. and you can watch this. Watch two touch rugby finals and take your mind off what's happening later at Wembley. As I'm sure everyone is plotting their quickest route home to watch that game at the moment.
Or nearest pub.
I've worked out I can just about make it home for kick-off, so that is where I will be.
Is that with fingers crossed about traffic?
If there's a traffic jam, I could be in trouble. But if it's a smoother journey as I had here yesterday morning, I should make it in plenty of time.
Well, that's what we all hope for. That's what we all hope for.
Anyway, back to the rugby as the officials are back on the pitch. Green and gold making their way. And they do look slightly depleted of numbers, green and gold.
Yeah, from what I can see, only three female players on the pitch, and none in the sub box. So it's going to be hard work for them. Definitely going to be hard work.
Yeah. So we just await the hooter. It looks like Crewe and Nantwich will be taking the kick-off. So we just await the countdown. Let's see, there's 5 players on the bench for green and gold. We've got 7, I think, over for Crewe and Nantwich.
Yep. Just waiting now as wait for the countdown to start.
It must be quite nerve-wracking as you just stood there. You probably want to get on with it straight away and you're just waiting for that hooter to sound.
You are. You've got to not let your mind get ahead of you when you're in that position. But here we go. There it is. Crewe and Nantwich kicking off, going left to right.
So Crewe and Nantwich starters off in the black and flame strip, we'll call it. Green and gold playing right to left, and it's chance straight away for Crewe and Nantwich. They go out wide. Great ball, great take, but good defence in the end. There was a lot of space out there.
Well spotted there from number 18, Crewe and Nantwich Blaze, Ollie Holmes. But well covered by green and gold, and that is 6 touches, so we are turning over.
So green and gold get their first opportunity to handle the ball in this final.
Here we go then. Green and gold are going to come to the box by looks of it.
Yeah, and changes will be important for them in this with having less numbers. This 6th game of the day.
We talked about it yesterday, didn't we? This 6th game, it can turn into who has got the better fitness, who can manage their energy well. And green and gold are going to get 6 more hits off Crewe and Nantwich hand.
A set of 6 starting from halfway. See what they can do with this. Can they drive deep and maybe get a scoring opportunity at the end of it?
Just a bit of discussion here about is it a tap or roll ball. So 6 more is a roll ball, which is what green and gold have now done.
Right. Again, just patient build-up from green and gold as they look to get towards the 7-metre line. However, credit to Crewe and Nantwich, they're spreading out across the 7-metre line and just closing them gaps. One may appear now.
Great hands on them. They're looking to get that ball about the place, but Crewe and Nantwich covering the space well.
Oh, there is a touch, and that will give possession back to Crewe and Nantwich, but almost on their try line. So they're going to want to get as deep as possible and without any mistakes to turn it back over to green and gold.
Absolutely, absolutely. They're going to come to the box now to bring these fresh legs on. They've got the pace. Hopefully they can keep it up.
And they've done well.
Here they come now. They've still got the touches available. Is he through?
Well, yeah, yes, he is. What a great try. What a great drive that was. Richard Barningham going all the way through.
Okay,
around and back.
Score has not been given though, as I suspected. Richard, he's hit the dead ball line as he's come round his feet. Just watch here, his feet have hit the white line. He's gone dead, so the score is not counting. And we're going to come back for a turnover.
Wow. Such a shame, because you could tell by the way he celebrated, he really enjoyed that. Oh, what a shame.
It's one of those ones, you just got to be careful that you don't celebrate too early.
As it is, green and gold have possession once again, and it's still 0-0.
So in that confusion, green and gold have managed to get their fresh legs on, so they're not coming to box here. They're going to drive straight. Very well executed, balls away there, but it's dropped. One too many passes, trying too much.
Well, Crewe and Nantwich take possession once again. And they've just got to take what happened out of their mind and carry on. I mean, they will be disappointed that they aren't one up, but they just got to try and put that to the back of their minds and not let it affect them.
Crewe and Nantwich have got to where they want to be now. They're slowing it down slightly just to set up the strike play. Sweeper coming round on this side, but they turn it over. The space is here. Ollie Holmes gone for the long ball.
And taken.
Oh, she's stepped out of play.
Oh, and that's twice now that they managed to step out of play. Let's have a look at the replay. The long ball came in.
Lovely ball, she's there, but it's fortunately in the catch.
Yeah. I think it was the fact that she probably just... I don't think she realised how much space she had behind her.
It was a very high ball.
Yeah. Green and gold.
Well played there from green and gold.
Yeah.
They haven't needed to use the touch there to get their player on. Number 6, Brett Milligan.
Now here they come. There's a touch there.
17, David Williamson. Again, trying to get some metres here.
So, probably about 10 metres from the line.
And someone's here pick up that ball quickly. They're on the last touch now. Playing it into space.
Oh, just a touch. It looked like it was on for a second.
Yeah. Needed to do something there, green and gold. Unfortunately, we're a bit squeezed out with the space there.
No. Working it out to the left-hand side.
It's going to be turned, though. The dump there from Crewe and Nantwich is off the mark. So green and gold are going to get this 6 then in the half that they want to be.
Down it goes. They just seem to be a little bit crowded. I think they were in two minds whether to take the change or not.
They, I don't think they're used to having to change in the position that they were in.
What can they do with it here?
7 on the outside. Good touch there, though, from Jessica Wright. 47 for Crewe and Nantwich. Last touch again for green and gold. Going to have to do something.
No touch made. Oh, was it?
Ball might have been away there.
Now, what are we going to have here? I think there may be a discussion between the officials. There is. Let's see what they say.
I think the discussion might be about the pass here, but we are happy, and the ball is away. And the score is going to be given.
It is given, so it is a try. We have our first try of the bowl final, and it goes to green and gold. Let's watch again.
This ball goes away just at the right moment. No touch made by that last player.
Yeah, put down Diane Doan. Gets it down. Great use of the wing.
Just what you need. Just what you need.
And you know, both sides have had chances to open the scoring, and they've been unlucky. 7 minutes gone, and we have our first try, and it goes to green and gold. What can Crewe and Nantwich do? And Crewe, who probably had 2 really good chances to take the lead as well.
This is their best opportunity to get back. It's a penalty given against 5 green and gold for being offside there. So Crewe and Nantwich have got this 6. They're going to want to use it well. Short play coming.
Comes through but loses the ball.
Okay, so touch was first from green and gold, so we'll come back now. Second touch.
To the 7 metres, so just patient.
Yeah, looking to use the space here. Short ball again from Curran Nantwich. Let's try to go through the middle, and they're on their last touch now.
2 minutes left in the first half, and Curran Nantwich scuppered by very good defence by green and gold.
Yeah, they needed more there. They had the 6 to use at the 7. They needed that, but green and gold now in possession, coming to the sub box.
And fresh legs on for green and gold. This game they look to get as deep as they possibly can.
Very well played there from green and gold. Injected the pace here.
Goes to the wing, and there's the touch on the back. Jacqueline Davis looking to put the Jets on. Just got touched, and once again, there's a touch. So,
yeah, penalty given there. Late pass from green and gold. So will be a tap to Curran Nantwich.
6 touches for Curran Nantwich as we're into the final minute of this first half. So probably the last opportunity of the half for Curran Nantwich to get on the board. However, they need to get as deep as they can, as quickly as they can. There is the touch.
Bit of a running around there from 7 from Curran Nantwich. Needed to move forward though. They 35 here now for Curran Nantwich. Here we go. Ollie Holmes on the ball, looking to inject that pace. Is he going to have the numbers here? Ball's away first.
There's a touch, and there is the heater, and that will bring to an end the first 10 minutes of the bowl final. Advantage green and gold. They're 1-0 ahead, but will Curran Nantwich feel they probably should be in the lead? They had 2 really good chances to take the lead before green and gold scored, and they're probably going to be kicking themselves a little bit.
I think that's going to be the case slightly. As you say, they've been in this. They've definitely been in this, and they've had plenty of opportunities, and they need to capitalise. It's just noticing where the space is that's being created. They've used some long balls well, haven't quite come off. But yes, they're definitely going to be wanting to come back in for the second half, because they're definitely in the game.
Yeah. Right. The thing is, what they're going to be saying to each other, what's the coach going to say? Because there's a possibility that they may feel a little down because of the chances that they've had and not taken. How do they build themselves up for this final 10 minutes? Or is it a case that it's a final and they shouldn't really have to build themselves up? And they are only 1 behind.
Exactly. That's the first thing you've got to say is, look, it's only 1. They're very much in this. They're not far off at all. 10 minutes now at the end of the day. And if they lose this because they haven't put their heart and soul into it, they will be kicking themselves. So it's putting it all out there now for this last 10 minutes.
As for green and gold, less numbers than Curran Nantwich, as we can see right in front of us there on the bench. But they have managed the game well from their perspective.
Absolutely. They've injected pace when they needed to, and what they've done very well is they've made sure that in the 6 touches they've got, they've always made it to that last 7 metres. Because that then means even if they don't score, Curran Nantwich have got to work that bit harder to get back to where they want to be, the other side of the pitch. So they're being efficient about it. Again, we were talking about this earlier. As you shorten players, you want to be using your energy in the right way.
Well, players making their way back to the centre now. It will be green and gold who have the start of the second half, so that will give them an opportunity to drive into Curran Nantwich territory. Green and gold going from left to right in this second half. Curran Nantwich from right to left. So 30 seconds away from the start of this second half. Just a reminder that at 5 o'clock we have the cup final coming up. Bareback Riders taking on Wigan. And Jack, you say you're very much looking forward to that one.
I watched the semi-final between Cambridge and Wigan, and one hell of a game. Wigan won by 1. So many brilliant players, and yeah, 10 minutes time, that's going to be a great game, but we'll get back to this one now.
Yeah. So here, green and gold, as they start off.
It's not the start they wanted.
No.
It's been dropped on the floor there by green and gold, so it's turning over.
So, Crewe and Nantwich will be gifted an opportunity to try and get as deep as possible.
That's what they need. The pace there in this drive, they need to be up at this end of the pitch.
Down it goes, over the 7 metres now is the opportunity. There's a player over on the wing, may not be needed. I think there might have been the touch. Consultation.
Ball is down and the score is given.
Score is given. Crewe and Nantwich equalised straight away, so they did take advantage of the opportunity given to them. See it here. Right down. This player came in, and it was Matthew Hawkrig who just put the ball down, evaded a couple of tackles.
This game is going to turn so open now. It's going to turn into that. Who breaks first? Who does that little bit extra first?
We'll see what green and gold can do. They obviously had the start of the second half, but lost possession due to an error, and Crewe and Nantwich took full advantage, but here they come again now. Is that down?
I think touches there on the line. But offside against Crewe and Nantwich Blaze here. And once again, green and gold have got 6 in the space they want to be in.
7 metres out with 6 touches. That's out quickly. I'll have to reset again. Down it goes.
It's a good play there. Good pass off by green and gold. They're exploring the options.
Pointing where she wants to go.
Green and gold here, what they need to be doing is they need to be using the space a bit better. So both their last 2 dumps have been within the 7 metre, which means that Crewe and Nantwich don't need to retreat as far to get to the try line. So they're up on them a lot quicker than they want. They need to create that space for themselves. As we go here, looks like the ball is down. Green and gold are going to go ahead again.
Yes, it is. A great burst of speed there. Let's have a watch this again.
So what
nice
we call
little layoff.
It's beautiful. It's what we call a 21 short in the business. It's a short play here in the link wing channel. And yeah, brilliant dive there from green and gold.
So green and gold retake the lead 2-1. And it's been a good start to the second half. Crewe and Nantwich equalising early on. Green and gold regaining the lead. What can Crewe and Nantwich do?
Okay, so this is the moment where they're in the right space. They're going to want to set it up. They've gone for a sweep here, but the space will be closing in on them. Yeah, just found themselves a bit too far over to this left-hand side.
So suddenly got very crowded on the left-hand side and very little space. And it seems to be happening again.
But Crewe and Nantwich are going to gain here. So 6 more for the defence not advancing within the 7. Green and gold are going to want to stay in this. They're not going to want to concede.
Just goes over to the right-hand side, back into the middle.
So Crewe and Nantwich here, what they want not to do is they need to watch who they're making the dump on. They attempted a short there, and actually they dumped on the link as opposed to the mid. So as the ball came back, green and gold had plenty of players to cover the space. Another short play here.
Quick, I think there was a touch.
No touch has been made.
No, I want to see. I want to see this one again because I felt there was a touch on the leg before he put it down.
So number 7 from green and gold has freely said, "No, I did not make a touch." The effort was good, but the dive from the attacking player was just that bit better there.
Yeah, I don't know. Great honesty there, and it is 2-2.
Matthew Hawkrig there for Crewe and Nantwich, 2-2. Game does rely on honesty, and you like to see that sometimes. Defence being honest there, no touch made. And again, opens this game up now. all even at the moment.
Oh, a green and gold come again in the 7 metre, but they've turned it over. Crewe and Nantwich have possession back once again. They are deep into their own half.
Okay, Crewe and Nantwich, all they want now, they want to get ahead. They've been trailing constantly throughout this game and trying to play catch up. And the key bit to that is keeping the pace up. Slowed down slightly here. Short coming on now. Didn't count the touches. It's 6 and it's turning over.
But again, green and gold having to start from very deep in their own half. Back it comes.
It's well played from green and gold. They're keeping this pace up very well.
Crewe and Nantwich just
goes
spreading
there.
across as they're in the 7 metre. Oh, no, I think there was a touch there.
I would be impressed if there wasn't, in all honesty. But yes, touch is made. And was the half there in that situation? So turnover once again.
4 minutes left. It's 2-2 in what has been an incredibly close final. Will we get extra time, or can somebody put the ball down and take the win? We will find out in the next few minutes. As Crewe and Nantwich into the 7 metre, but they have to turn it over. 6 touches. So green and gold, the opportunity to build from deep in their own half.
Notice the pattern here now. We've been back and forth from 7 to 7. Each team working so hard to just get there in the first place. But it's going to be turned over. So what we've actually got here is the ball. So what's happened here is what we call a voluntary roll ball. But in this case, the ball has hit the ground. The dump has happened before the touch. So referee Lee Massey has said here, no, you put the ball down before the touch was been made. So Crewe and Nantwich are going to get a good 6 here, and they're going to need to capitalise.
Oh, and that's not what they wanted. Green and gold retake possession once again, and again it's almost an error there.
So it has hit the floor. I think referee Lee has just said, look, I was in the way of that when he was doing his best to get onside, which is why the pass didn't happen. So green and gold have remained in possession.
So coming into the final 2 minutes, and you have to feel that if a score is made within that time, it could be the winner. I don't want to say for definite.
Yeah, so touch was made there. Green and gold now, again, they need to get the pace on here. They need to get closer to that try line. Good work from number 5.
Into the 7 metres.
Here they come.
Down.
Balls away.
Goes out to the wing. I think that's down. Yes, it is. Green and gold retake the lead with around 90 seconds remaining. Let's look at this again.
Dump's really good. And I don't think Crewe and Nantwich were expecting the ball to go back into that part of play, part of the field. They were expecting it to come back to the wide end, this side.
So, Crewe and Nantwich having to come from behind once again. And they're running out of time in which to do it.
Sweet play from Crewe and Nantwich. Long ball from Ollie Holmes.
Touch made.
And it's last here. Crewe and Nantwich.
Into the final minute.
4th and 5th coming. Ooh.
What are we having here?
Okay, Ollie Holmes needs to be careful because he's chatting back at the referee. And they've been brought 10 metres backwards as a result.
So, with that, unless green and gold make an error, you have to say that is probably it for Crewe and Nantwich.
See what happens here. Depends on any penalties coming. Ooh, accidental. It looks like it. Ooh.
There's the hooter. And green and gold take the bowl final 3-2. It was incredibly close. And there's a bit of discussion at the end. Now the handshakes happen. So many congratulations to green and gold. Jack, that was a close one.
It was. Green and gold, naturally having scored first each time, put them in the driving seat more than Crewe and Nantwich probably would have wanted. And they were always playing catch up. They had the opportunities. Just didn't pay off themselves, unfortunately.
So, congratulations to green and gold. They take 16th place. As we see the tries once again. This was the...
Matthew Hawkwood straight in there.
Yeah. And green and gold taking the lead once again in the corner.
Come over this side, opposite the stand. We'll do the ball presentation. So bring green and gold over as well, please.
Crewe and Nantwich getting back in it. The diving try there from Matthew Hawkrig.
Very well executed, that one. To avoid the touch there, very well executed.
But this was the winning try that switched to the wing. Great pass.
Yeah, as I say, Crewe and Nantwich weren't expecting it to go that way, and the space was there.
So, reaction coming very soon. And just a reminder, at 5 o'clock we do have the cup final coming up, Bareback Riders against Wigan. That will be our final game of the day on the stream, a final game of the weekend of what's been a fabulous weekend here at Banbury.
And it will be a way to finish off the weekend.
Yeah.
If you're listening in right now and you're going, oh, I could do this, could do that, don't. Stay with us, because this is the pinnacle of touch in England, and you're going to love the game coming up.
Presentations happening on the far side. And we just await to throw down for some reaction. We'll have that for you in a few seconds. So, Jackie, you staying with us for the final?
I am at the moment. It might be a very different voice by the time we get to there. I don't know. I hope I'm staying.
Okay, we're going to go down to Chris at pitch side.
Thanks, John. I'm with Simon Whitten, who's a very exhausted but very happy young man.
Absolutely young, very young man now. Yes, great performance of us.
Yeah, we'll talk about the game in just a second. But when you were preparing for that contest, with it's fair to say the oldest team in the competition up against one of the youngest teams in the competition. When you're going into that, what are you saying on the sub box before you start?
Yeah, I mean, any final you've got to dig deep for, so that's one thing that we, as a team, we can do. I think the problem with an older team versus a younger team is the way they can step. So if we shut up tighter, that probably takes that element away, and we are a confident side to think we can score, so that's probably it.
Yeah, we saw in the first game of the day against Thames Valley Vikings, and you and I spoke about it earlier on in the day as well, how when you had those sets of 6 on and around the 7-10 metre mark, that you were then causing that experienced team a lot of problems as well, and it paid dividends again.
Yeah, I think over a 20-minute game, the longer you can keep them tight and not step in, the better we are. Unfortunately, tiredness comes in at some point in that 20 minutes, and it's how we dig deep. That final shows we can dig deep, and pleased for everyone in the team. We've done really well.
Just a quick one, just on Crewe, is that Julian Gilding's doing some great work up in the northwest, and they've got some talented young players. How impressed are you with what he's doing up there?
Oh, I mean, he's one of many. There's so much young talent that's come through, and as an older guy, to see the youth come through, all great players with super ability, it makes me proud to want to still be part on this pitch, and until we actually keel over, we're going to carry on fighting.
in terms of how you are as a club, based in London, how have you found the lockdown period? How have you grown coming out of it?
I think the lockdown's been tough on everyone. We were luckier that the London League started up pretty swiftly when we was allowed to. And to be fair, there's a lot of Opens players we play against who all are gentlemen and allow us to play against them. You know, young kids don't always want to play an older team, and we've had some great battles, and you know, they give us morale to keep going on, and likewise we push them as well.
We're going to have the main final in just a second. Obviously, the main final of the day comes at 8 o'clock tonight. We'll let you go off to get home in time to watch it. But who have you got?
Yeah, I mean, as always, it's going to be England, no shadow of a doubt.
Simon, very many congratulations. Go
Thank
and
you
enjoy
very
your cold pint of whatever it's going to be.
More than one, for sure. See you later. Bye-bye.
So we started back in 2012. Year to year we've always been lucky to have people who have come in very open-minded to trying something new and have been really dedicated, and after 1 year they're like, okay, I want to take this, I want to take it on to everyone else. So when we can pass it down through year to year, it's always great to sort of be looking forward to the future. And unfortunately I've been here for every year of it, so it says a lot.
We have a bunch of sessions aimed at people with lots of different abilities, and it caters to anyone who's a beginner, from our development sessions all the way to our performance squad, and having a really good setup with coaches and everyone just supporting each other is what makes it a really good family team.
Our competitive touch, we can step up a standard. We've got Matt Davis, who's been great coaching us all.
You learn a lot in the games and they're just really helpful, and they'll just like to say you could do this next time, and they're really helpful, just giving you little tips and pointers.
Our first year started really small. We only had about 40 or so members, and then regularly we had about 25 come to sessions. Through the years now we're looking at about 90 members. We've got a lot of people just wanting to come down, play a bit of social touch, and then we've got people who want to play competitively. And obviously with England Touch, it's progressed as a sport over the last few years, so it's great to be able to influence this in the university game.
Actually, when I was looking at universities, I was always focusing on touch, and rugby union were a big part of which university I was choosing because it's such a huge part of my life. I've been playing for nearly 11 years now. The level is higher than what I expected just because I've come from such a high intense level recently, but it's a nice surprise. Everyone's really lovely, really welcoming. The game is good, the competitions are good. At UTS, I've played in 2 of them so far. Unfortunately, I was injured for the other one.
The standards stepped up over the years. I remember playing in the first UTS, and it wasn't a bad standard by any means. It was a bit more rugby based, but now through the years it's progressed. There's a lot more skill based in it. You've obviously got the number of teams who are entering into it is incredible, and obviously at Loughborough it means that we can put in 2 teams. We're looking at getting a 3rd team for future UTSs. When you hear about Loughborough rugby, now sort of to be considered with that is obviously such a great thing for us.
So my first year playing touch rugby, and I think one of the best things about it is it's just a really social thing. Like so many people, like loads of different people turning up and playing touch, and it's just great to get to know all of them. Loads of different backgrounds, just a load of fun really, just meeting a load of really great kind of like-minded people.
This is Loughborough Students Touch.
Welcome back to Banbury, and the end of the weekend is here with one more game, but it is a cracker. The Wigan Touch Warriors taking on the Bareback Riders in the Elite Touch Rugby National Series final. Jack is still with me, and Jack, you're really looking forward to this, aren't you?
I'm going to say it now, unpopular opinion. We've lost part of the crowd here, as I mentioned, for the other final happening this evening. This is going to be better. I've said it. I'm going there. This will be more exciting, and you're going to see some great touch rugby over this 20 minutes. You've got 2 sides here, extremely experienced, absolutely packed with talent, and they are going to want this very badly. Neither team making the final 2 weeks ago, so this is their opportunity.
controversial opinion,
Yeah,
but
I've
we'll
said
go
it.
with
I'm
it.
sorry,
We'll go
I've
with
said
it.
it. I've said it.
So let's see how the teams got here. Bareback Riders in the quarter-final, a 6-2 victory over London Galaxy, and then a 6-4 victory, which we saw on the stream in the semi-final against the NQ Rebels. Wigan, a 6-4 victory in the quarter-finals over the London Scorpions, and then a 5-4 victory over Cambridge, which I believe you saw, Jack.
That game went to the wire, very heated, I'll say the least, very much so. Yeah, Wigan coming out on top. Some great scores in that game. They really wanted it, which is why they're here now. And as we see them on the live feed, they geeing themselves up already. They really want this. They know that Bareback Riders, who are our champions 2 years ago, they're coming in for the scalp here. They really, really want it.
It's a great recovery from Bareback Riders, though, because they were in the plate competition in round one. So they've really come back and done great stuff to get to this final.
I think they've had a few more people return, a few people out of injury, a few bits and pieces, maybe a bit of time to train together. And yeah, they've really grown into this. I mean, they started the day off right. They beating Hot Custard 2 weeks ago, our champions, our cup finalists there. They knew what they wanted to do today, and that's why they're here now. They know this is still going to be a very challenging game, but they'll really bring it to them.
So, Bareback Riders in their red tartan strip. They'll be playing from left to right for the first half of this final. And Wigan, they are in all black with a slight red trim. Smart strip, this Wigan strip, I've got to say.
Yeah, it's not a bad one. It's not a bad one. We do get some great strips out in touch, some lovely colours going on. Yes.
So here we go, just a few seconds, 20 seconds away from the start of the final game of the weekend. What a weekend it's been as well. A great development series yesterday, and today just as good, and expecting it to finish on a high with such a high quality final. And away we go, and it is Wigan who get us underway. Their first drive as they go towards the 7 metre line, just slowing it down a little bit. This is the first time we've seen Wigan on the stream, and it's a try straight away. What a start.
Wigan knew what they wanted to do there. They knew exactly where they were going to attack. So they've brought in a sweeper essentially into the mid-wing channel, and they're getting, I think it was number 1 there from Wigan.
Let's have a look. Yeah.
So Sam Grant, they know they want to get him into that channel and try and beat the link on the outside there. Lovely dive, lovely finish, and we are already 1-0 up for Wigan Touch Warriors.
So Bareback Riders with work to do early on. They'll not be too perturbed, I don't think. A lot of quality in this Bareback side. So go out to the left wing.
Interesting move that from Bareback Riders. Double sweep, almost a dummy sweep first, before doing another one in behind in the other direction. Space wasn't quite there for them, but they've still got the touches. It's last now. They've got to do something.
Right. Going to turn over possession back to Wigan. Wigan looking very calm, I have to say.
They've evidently got a game plan here. They know how they're going into this. And they're going to bring on the fresh legs now in this subset.
Yeah, the bench does look quite deep as well. There's a lot of bodies in that sub box, and not so many on the other side for Bareback, as you can see. So into the 6th game of the day, depth will play a part.
So Wigan are on last touch here. They're trying to do something, but ball has gone to ground.
Right, Bareback well into their own half, but that's not what they needed, and that's turned over possession. Wigan will be looking to make the most of this opportunity as they get a new set of 6 into the Bareback half.
So just look to get closer to that try line now. Already used the 2 touches, but they are trying to bring on some fresh legs. It's turned over though. Referee Shane Hills is off the mark from Wigan, and they've squandered that opportunity.
Certainly have, as Bareback had possession and go over the halfway line. A couple of touches there, have to go back.
Here they come then, Bareback looking to set it up. Wigan defending on their 7 metre.
Again, it is very calm build up by both sides. It's just broken down for Bareback there though.
Yeah, the attempted pass was forward, turning over for Wigan now. Watch here as they attempt to bring on the fresh legs. Having to work very hard to get these players on.
It's very much like a game of chess. I mean, we had the explosive start with the try, but since then it's been incredibly tactical.
War of attrition here. War of attrition. They're all of them are going to want to run hard. They're going to want to test the water, as we see Wigan now playing a bit of netball. They've made some yards, but on the last touch, 6 touches, is turning over.
And it does seem to be that defence is playing a part, because 6 touches not quite getting to the 7 metre for either side. So apart from that opening, really, the one clear-cut chance has been taken.
Yeah, so what you want to watch here, the difference between maybe the bowl final we saw earlier in the game here is not just the injection of pace from the attack, but it's how the defence manage the metres, how they try and slow the attack down. But Bareback are now in the 7 where they want to be. Ball's away there, but touch has been made on their 6th.
And there it is. All six touches being taken and turnovers being made. Now you see how deep can Wigan get with this set of 6 that they have.
So just watching there, BBR very, very well shut down that first touch with Wigan making no metres. So they've essentially lost a touch now and very already slowed down the Wigan attack. But they are trying to inject the pace now on the outside.
Into the Bareback half. Now just stretching the play across the middle. Into the 7.
Passes
and
away.
There is, and that is 2-0.
Very good work there from Wigan. So watch this. We've got scoop play initially from the Wigan player. Gets into the in-goal area and is just looking for that pass away to someone who's free.
Yeah, Ellie Costello. Ellie Costello with the touchdown. 2-0 Wigan. Work for Bareback to do. Still plenty of time.
There is, but the note I would make at the moment, we said Bareback Riders sub-box looked very depleted compared to that of Wigan. And looking at the body language here, you can tell they've had a long day. They've worked hard to get here, and it's possible the energy might not be quite there.
Jack Kruger, who was on co-coms earlier, getting involved, but again it's cut out.
6 more now for BBR. They're going to want to use this 6 well. They need to get back into this game.
Just outside the 7. Oh,
bit of juggling.
Goes out wide. It's just too far though. And Suzanne Brownie just couldn't take that.
Yeah, pass was forward as well. So Wigan have got the penalty. They get the extra 3 metres from the defence. And Wigan and BBR, sorry, giving away the penalty for the hard touch there.
Right. Room for Wigan to use.
Means that Wigan have been able to bring on the fresh legs early, and they're going to want to inject the pace here, as we see so from Aaron Povell.
Comes down. Oh, there's space opening up in the middle. Oh, pass just went to ground.
And the only reason for that was because Bareback Riders got fingertips to it.
So on the 7 metre line. Just comes back slightly. Goes wide. Oh, what a take!
Stunning ball there.
It's 3.
Lovely, lovely ball. So essentially, Quickie initially set up, but they turn back, they reverse it. 6 here from Wigan is looking for that space. Bearbacker expecting to have to shut, to push in, but it leaves the winger completely unmarked there.
Jordan Melling, fabulous vision to get the ball out, but a great take as well on the wing.
Absolutely.
Down it goes. 3-0, 8 minutes gone.
BBR initially were questioning whether the pass was forward, but was completely shut down by referee Shane Hills. I think it was the momentum of the player made it look like the pass was forward, but the hands were backwards, and therefore the try was given. But we come back now to BBR needing to get onto the scoreboard.
Yeah, you feel they have to get on the scoreboard before half-time to just give them that boost, give them that little bit of momentum, but they've turned it over again. A fresh set of 6 for Wigan. They are deep in their own half, but they won't mind that. They've got the cushion with 3 tries to 0. And as time ticks down towards the hooter, we've got about 1 minute and 10 seconds left. However, it is turned over, so this is the opportunity now for Bareback Riders.
Yeah, need to be careful now. The touch is very much getting on the edge of what we might term legal. BBR definitely getting frustrated at the moment, not seeing anything come off. As we see the sweep play in now from BBR. Oh, the pass has not come off though.
No, it's a shame. Just in front of Miriam Evans there, who has scored a few tries in that corner throughout today. Just not quite there. 30 seconds remaining. What do Wigan do? Do they go for the score, or do they just manage the timeout, do you reckon?
Don't really need to at the moment. BBR offside here. Wigan just need to keep their heads, essentially. They are playing well. They're 3 ahead. They just don't need to do anything silly.
So, final 10 seconds. We will hear the hooter anytime.
Just like that, as if by magic.
Okay. So, half-time. And probably not as close a game as we was expecting.
BBR, for that 10 minutes, did not get into that game. Every time they were in the 7, their move or what they planned, Wigan were able to shut down, or the pass wasn't quite right. They need to work out here where they need to up their game, because Wigan right now, very much on the ascent.
Yeah, they... how much do you think scoring that very, very early try helped them? Because it was their first drive straight from the tap-off, and they're in at the corner. You know, that would have given them huge momentum.
That BBR would not have been expecting that in the slightest. They would have been there to defend that out completely. And look at what happens. As you say, within what must have been 20 seconds, scores in and done. And already BBR then on the back foot, and it's set the tone for that half.
So what do BBR, what does the coaches of BBR say? Because they're going to need some build-up. They're depleted on numbers, and they find themselves 3 down. It's a tough task for them in this second half to get back into this.
BBR is full of very experienced, talented players, and they are able to get back into this if they do the right things. They're going to have to drive hard to get to that 7, and every time they're there, they are going to need to capitalise. They can't afford any drop balls, any mistakes. They're going to have to be on their A game to get some tries in and close the score gap.
Well, we see what happens. The officials are back, and BBR look like they're ready to come back on. Wigan just going through their final team talk. So 10 minutes left, and they're very much in the ascendancy. It's for them now to manage the game. They're 3 ahead. Like you say, they don't really have to do anything but manage the game.
Absolutely. They're going to have to be on their guard when they're in the 7. They don't want to let BBR back into this. If BBR get a sniff, get that one try in, that could be the swing. That could absolutely be the swing. Wigan just need to make sure they don't tense up, carry on playing like they have been, and they might therefore see some silverware at the end of this game, but who knows? 10 minutes still to go.
So it's Bareback Riders who will set us up now. If they manage to get the ball down, just like Wigan did from the start, then it does put a very different complexion on the game.
You don't want to preempt what could happen here, but we could see very different halves of game here. BBR are going to go for it. They're going to want it. As we come in now, they've got the tap off. BBR going right to left, but already the one mistake they didn't need, they are off the mark at that touch. Sorry, and Wigan have got possession, which is all they want right now. It's all they need.
So Wigan, 6 touches. And they are heading towards the 7 metre. Round the outside, but into touch. That will come back. Back into the middle.
There we go then. Last touch for Wigan. They've got the space on the out.
And there it is. It's 4-0. They're celebrating. And that's exactly the start to the second half that Wigan wanted, not what Bareback Riders wanted. It's 4-0. Watch this again.
Just again.
Over it goes.
BBR choosing to shut as opposed to watching their outsides. I want to see BBR get back into this because I made a very strong claim about this game before it started, and it hasn't turned into that yet because BBR are not quite in this.
Yeah, Wigan controlling the game. However, can BBR get something on the board now? And there's a touch. They are well advanced though at the 7 metre. Let's see what they can do.
They need a score here. Sweep coming from BBR. Players
nice.
in.
Is that it?
Touch was made.
No, touch made, and Wigan retake possession. A quick replay here. See there as they drive in. Yeah, there was just that touch there as he went over. And here come Wigan towards halfway.
Wigan know what they need to do. They're sticking to their game plan, keeping the pace up. They all look fresh. Unfortunately, they've used their 6 there, but after this being their 6th game now, evidently the fact they've got these numbers in the sub box, it's working very, very well for them.
Yeah, they've definitely used the depth that they have on their bench. $4-0 ahead, 7.5 minutes remaining. Bareback have to score here. They need to get someone free, and they can't do it.
Very well marked there from Wigan. Absolute case there. Netball essentially. Scooper comes into the in-goal area looking for that pass off, and all Wigan have to do is just mark your opposite player.
Here come Wigan again. Turned over. Bareback Riders. Time not on their side if they are to try and get back into this. They need a score, and that is not going to help them.
Story of their game so far. Mistakes are creeping in. They're evidently tired.
Yeah.
It's not what they want. And all Wigan, as I say, keep the ball in hand and carry on to exactly what they're doing.
Right. Wigan just... Again, they've looked very calm throughout the whole game. They've really managed the game well.
Their mindset after that first score in the first 20 seconds, that completely just consolidated it for them. They relaxed from there, and they're just playing their game. BBR now. Very good injection of pace from BBR, but that pass again, slightly hospital from BBR.
We'll try and get some fresh legs on. How fresh those legs are, though. They are still driving forward.
Nice touch here. Needs to pass off
now.
Brilliant pace and line.
Oh, I think there was a touch there. There was a touch.
Okay. Penalties given though. Believe their touch not quite made beforehand. So BBR will get the 6 more.
This is their opportunity to get on the board. And even if they can't get the 4 back, they are going to at least want to get something out of this game. They are going to want to get over at least once.
They're going to want to bring it back from there. And again, the mistake in the roll ball of just lost control.
Yeah, I think tiredness certainly playing a part.
This isn't the BBR that we've seen throughout the day.
No, definitely not.
It's such a shame.
I think the semi-final, they had such a tough semi-final, 6-4 against NQ Rebels, but it was a real battle in the end. And Wigan certainly looked the fresher of the two. Even now, looking at Wigan, you wouldn't know that this is their 6th game of the day. No,
absolutely not. Their pace off the box to drive, to get the meters on the field is still exquisite. Really good work. Those of you, again, learning touch, beginning things, just notice and understand that's what you need to do when you're coming off the box. And again, things not quite going BBR's way, off the mark, giving away the penalty. Mistakes really crept into their game here.
So we're into the final 4 minutes of the weekend. And I think it's safe to say that Wigan are going to take this. Will they look to add to their 4-goal cushion?
I liked that a bit. I think Wigan were initially going to try and talk about a disputed decision, and the player himself said, "Oh no, don't worry about it." I think remembering that they're 4 ahead and it doesn't matter too much at the moment.
Yeah, fair enough. It's like maybe if it was 1-1, 2-1, something like that, you would. But yeah, they look, and I think that's the thing. They look so comfortable throughout this whole final.
They are still looking comfortable, still trying to set something up. And look at that.
No, is it? All right.
Lovely, lovely play here. So rewatch this one. They've just used the space well, and the defenders have not shut the space. What you've got is a quickie here. Number 6, looking on the outside, steps back. The BBR reserve middle does well to cover space, but then he needs his link to cover that space for him. And very good eyes from Wigan as they now go 5-0 up.
Cameron Burkett putting it down, and that I think will put the seal on it for them. The BBR start from halfway. Can they get a consolation? Oh, and again it's another handling error, and it's been the story of the game for them.
They it's at that point now, and it will begin to drop off. BBR beginning to snatch ideas, and what's happening here again is actually Wigan have given away the penalty for being off the mark, so BBR will get an opportunity here. I'm sure they'll want to get at least one on the board. So, reverse quickie play from...
Touch claimed.
But the ball is down.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know if that's the same player from Wigan initially trying to start a conversation, but I'll leave it.
So they do get on the board. Let's watch this again.
So it's a reverse quickie play. Some people might call that a ninja or reverse quickie. Initially looking to pop that ball off, but the scooper, the half, turns the other way and essentially relies on the defence choosing the usual initial wrong way to go, and the gap was there.
Finley Lockout getting the ball down. And although they will not be happy with his performance whatsoever, I think Bareback Riders will at least be pleased that they managed to get something on the board in the final. Ooh. Oh, there's an interception. He's got the full field to run into. Has he got the legs?
They're going for him. I think he knows he's not going to make it.
Oh, great pass. Now here's the chance. Yes, he's got away.
Whoa.
Oh, no, it was a touch.
Touch was made.
Touch was made.
Stunning touch there from number 6 Wigan Warriors, Jordan Melling.
Wow. We'll see if we can see that again.
That touch from Jordan Melling.
There we go.
My word. Gareth, very experienced player. I think he knew the moment that he wasn't going to quite make that. Gets the pass away. Look at that dive from Jordan Melling.
And that is it. It finishes 5-1. Wigan have taken the cup, and the celebrations start down below. Handshakes with the bareback riders, but I think, Jack, you have to say the fully deserved victory by the Wigan.
Absolutely. Wigan score first 20 seconds, and to do that against a side like BBR, they came to play, and that's exactly what they did. They kept their heads, and look what happened. BBR, brilliant team, very experienced, but evidently not quite enough of them and not quite the energy to see it out today.
Yeah, we're just seeing the tries once again. This one right out to the right wing. That was 3-0 at half time. Wigan carried on their dominance into the second half.
There was a pattern with Wigan scores. They just knew where that space was every time. They noticed where the space was, and there it is.
Yeah. And BBR did get on the score sheet.
That one there, very good play.
Finley Lockhart touching down. And then this one right at the end.
This, as I say, Gareth Revel, what I want you to watch here now is number 6 from Wigan, Jordan Melling. Excellent player. Watch this dive. Boom. Gets his heels. Wow. And does it, executes it so well. We mentioned yesterday about the tackle in touch. You can't swipe left to right, but Jordan goes up to down. And yeah, excellent effort.
Yeah, so many congratulations to the Wigan Touch Warriors. They take the cup final. Commiserations to BBR, but I think they'll be pleased after what happened in round 1. They take second place in round 2, an improvement of 11 places for them. They're going to take that, aren't they?
Absolutely. BBR 2 weeks ago were nowhere near where they wanted to be, and they needed to come back, or wanted to come back today to show that they did deserve a place in the cup. But that's what happens in our game.
Let's head down to Chris for reaction from Wigan.
I'm joined by Megan Clayton, the Wigan Touch Warriors captain, and I've been watching Elite National Touch Series for a few years now. I've never seen a team shut down BBR like that. What were you talking about? How was that done?
We've just been talking about the intensity of our defence all day, to be honest, and I think every game that we've played we've kind of upped the levels, and we knew BBR were a great team, and we just kept talking about it in the sub box at like intensity. Yeah.
If there's anybody who's going to bring intensity, it's Jordan Melling, who I imagine you could be heard in Bicester, Oxford, Northampton.
Yeah, I think you can hear him all across the country, can't you, right now?
Yeah. But in terms of, is that stuff that you've worked, I mean, talking about it is one thing, but is that something that you've really worked on over the last few weeks in terms of shutting teams down?
Yeah, it is. So we're really lucky. We have Jeff Vinson, who works with us on defence. We train 2-3 times a week every week, and we have been working on defence a lot. So it's really nice to see that it's working. Yeah.
Now, 2 weeks ago, the Spartans, you're almost like your baby team, your under-18s team, almost won the bowl, and you guys have won the cup today. In terms of, as the club, you're going all in the right direction.
Yeah, we're really progressing. It's very exciting. There's loads of us coming down to training every week, and it's hard to get selected, which is a really nice thing to happen for the club. So yeah, exciting.
Just in terms of the competition as a whole, in terms of the series as a whole, I think virtually the entire top 8 is different this time than last time. It's ridiculously competitive.
It is really competitive, yeah. We came 3rd last time, and I don't even think the rest of the top 4 were in this top 4. So yeah, it's really competitive. all I mean, when we got through to the semi-final, we only won by one. We won by one in the quarter-final, so to pull this out of the bag here in the final is amazing.
Yeah, it was a comfortable margin today. There's only a couple more questions because I know we've got a football match to watch, but there were a couple in the. It was quite comfortable on the scoreline in the final, but you really had to work for it in the semi against Cambridge, which was over on field too.
Yeah.
So you guys have had to dig deep today.
Yeah, we really have. That was a really close game. I mean, against Oxford as well in the
Going to drop
quarter-final
off, yeah.
was really close. So we've worked hard today with probably less legs than we were hoping for. So yeah.
And in terms of setting things up for round 3, it's all to play for with loads of teams now.
Definitely, yeah. You'd never know who's going to be in the top 4. So yeah, we will carry on working on defence, attack, and yeah, hopefully come back again in a couple of weeks.
Well, Megan Clayton, thank you very much for your time. Go over, get your trophy. More importantly, get home and enjoy the football. So safe journey home. We'll see you in
Thank you
Oxford in
very
a couple of
much.
weeks.
Thank you. Bye.
Cheers.
Many thanks to Chris there for all the post-game interviews from the finals, and many thanks to you for watching over the past 2 days here. It's been some cracking touch rugby here in Banbury. Pleasure to have your company over the past couple of days. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back on the 31st of July from Oxford, but until then, from Banbury, it's a very good night.